Hello. Anybody hear me? I've only got, hang on, let me do live chat. I've only got one person in the chat, Mariseth, at the moment. Can you hear me okay? Let me know. Let me know if you can. I will wait. I've come on a little bit early because, yeah, I've been trying to kind of juggle things today. But yeah, I'll wait for all the homies to get in, and I still haven't even eaten my dinner. I've got a God, it looks nicer on camera than it is in real life. I've got rice, which is kind of this is cold now because I made it like half an hour ago, and then I was trying to set up, and then I was like, I'd rather set up early and then eat rather than eat and then be late. So yeah, sound is good to hear. How is everybody? I'm going to wait for a little bit while I quickly eat this. Cold rice and crispy tofu. It's nice though. And I've got my dessert here as well, strawberries. I figured maybe I could just eat them on the sly. If other people join on the panel, I'll just have a little feast while I'm sitting here. I'm Bretta Bynes. You are a homie. We've got 3 homies. 3 of the homies here. And I've got some, I don't want to say I've got exciting news because I'll hype it up and then people will be like, is that it? That's not very exciting. But it is to me. Waiting for more homies to come here. Okay. So let's talk about homie 4. Woo! Let's talk about what happened on, was it Wednesday? It was Wednesday. Yeah, so basically went to a vigil. I started live streaming. After I'd live streamed for about 30 minutes, it kept sort of cutting in and out. So yeah, I was having real issues with my stream. I was kind of talking to my chat, and then there were messages coming up like, "Oh, you're back," and I was like, "Oh, for God's sake, have I just been talking this whole time?" And then I was like, "Can anyone hear me?" And I was just like, "Yeah, this isn't working out. There's no point being on a live if people can't hear me." So yeah, I had to end it early, and this is really sus as well because last time I was there, I live streamed the whole time, no issues whatsoever. Like, I've got 5G, like I don't normally have issues, and it's a bit suspicious, but I did find out that facilities or like a certain number of users can kind of overload if everybody's trying to access data at the same time. I mean, this is a bit of a conspiracy because there might be like a valid reason for it, but yeah, it can interfere with like the data. So yeah, I had to finish it, and then after I ended it, that's when like all the shit went down. Yeah, so Kane got arrested. Basically, Kane, well, 2 people there got assaulted by the workers inside. One of the women there got pushed by one of the workers coming out, and then Jake Plankese, he got squirted in the face by some kind of liquid, hopefully just water. But yeah, but it happened to be Kane who got arrested for possessing a padlock. And the reason he had a padlock, he had it on like a long chain. It was attached to his equipment because he knows about when we were there, and one of our activists' phone got stolen by the workers. So yeah, and then the police basically they phoned the police, said that there's somebody who's in possession of an offensive weapon, and yeah, they came and arrested Kane. So yeah, there was a load of stuff going on. I mean, I can't see I can't see it sticking. He did get released the same day, but yeah, it was just so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Yeah, I'll talk to animal abusers in a minute. RXVXNTH. This is my time. Shit, I can't talk and eat at the same time. This is my time for the homies. Hello, combative dissident. Guys, I'm trying, honestly, it got to 7 o'clock and then I was like, shit, I need to walk my dog. I need to get my, no, it got to 6 o'clock. I was like, okay, I need to walk my dog, sort her dinner, sort my dinner, get set up. So yeah, it's been a mad rush. But good news is that there's no hard cut off time for me today. Yeah, I am here all alone in this house tonight, which means I can go for as long as I want because I won't be disturbing anyone, so I can stay until midnight if I want. I mean, I doubt I will, but I might leave at 10 if it's quiet. If there's people waiting, I might carry on, but it's good to have the option, you know? Okay. I don't think they're gonna find Kane. I mean, hopefully, I've not really spoke to him in detail, but hopefully he's got a good solicitor or lawyer or something that he can yeah, because honestly, like, I really don't know why they could even arrest him, because like it's only a weapon if you're using it as a weapon, which he wasn't. Like, it's just ridiculous, honestly. Hi, Jem. I hope I'm not too. I know what that means. Donald, yeah, that kind of language is not acceptable here. I'm going to remove that. Yeah. No, this starts at 7:30, but yeah, I've kind of been in a bit of a mad rush today, so we've already got many trolls. I don't know why. Look, guys, why would you exploit animals? Why would you eat them when you can eat delicious foods like this? I'm just kidding. It's just tofu and rice. Nothing special. There's a lot better vegan food. So, and I'm gonna get to the non-vegan comments shortly. Sorry, I suck at eating and talking at the same time. I only just need a little bit to get started. Give me a bit of fuel, and then I'll get going. But yeah, I want to show you something exciting as well before I get started, homies. Yes, James, you are still a moderator. Anyway, ready? Check this out. Whoa! Check this out. Yeah, I've gone and got a drone, haven't I? So I'll be taking this to the slaughterhouses with me. Basically, when I was out on Wednesday, Jake Plankgeezer was there, and he had a drone, and yeah, I was watching him fly it, and I was like, whoa, look at that, that's pretty sick. And yeah, I was like, okay, I want one, I need to get one. I think, yeah, that's really useful for going to slaughterhouses and stuff, because you can just like fly over and see the things that they try and hide from you. It's pretty cool. So yeah, look at this delicious crispy tofu, guys. Non-vegans in the chat, right? For every what do you guys say? You say, oh, for every non-vegan I'm gonna eat 2 pieces of steak. Yeah, for every one of you here, every non-vegan, I'm gonna eat an extra piece of tofu, just so you're not making a difference. Anyway, and I've got some strawberries for dessert, and I've got everything set up because I'm gonna. This is why I'm taking a while, because yeah, I've got a limited amount of time tonight, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go in like a long stretch mini can of Coke, or its regular size. I'm just huge as a person. Right, I think I'm ready. I think I'm fueled up. Yeah, so let me just say some rules now that we've got a few people here. YouTube specific rules. Yeah, so please keep the chat respectful. Obviously, if you've got a difference in opinion, that's absolutely fine, but yeah, no hate speech, no using slurs, you know, racist slurs or sexist or homophobic or anything like that. We don't tolerate that kind of crap here. So yeah, if you use that, your message will be deleted. If you're spamming either offensive messages or just spamming in general, you're going to get timed out. So yeah, yeah, we want the stream to be nice and enjoyable for everybody. So okay, so I'm gonna start going live, and hopefully my camera is gonna be okay as well. I've had it the past couple of weeks where it's kind of gone, my connection dropped, but hopefully I've sorted that. So TikTok, I'm just gonna pop the link from TikTok into YouTube so that any non-vegans can come and join over on TikTok. So let me see, join the live stream here. And I'm going to pin this so you'll know where to come to have a conversation. There we go, message pinned. Cool. So let me close this. I think we're ready. We'll just wait for a few people to stick around on TikTok, and then I'll explain what we're going to do here. I'm kind of streaming and eating at the moment, but cool. I think we're ready. Done everything we need to do. Perfect. Could I take your Chinese order, please? Yeah. I haven't got. Are you talking about the food that I've got here? Look at this, guys. This is going to trigger some people. Look, it's tofu and rice that I'm currently eating. No need to eat dead animals. No need to exploit animals. When we have vegan food, we have vegan materials. We have sources of entertainment that do not involve animals. No need to exploit them. Let's leave the innocent animals alone. Humans aren't meant to be vegan, says who? Says who? What are we meant to be? Hey, everybody who's joining. So until I get some requests, I will answer some comments. EQRC. Yeah, that's not how it works. Yeah, so if I don't eat animals, you're not going to have more meat. You'll have as much as you want or eat because of how supply and demand works. So, yeah. Yeah, imagine being a flesh breath in 2026. Come on. Hello, David. Apologies, there's lots of people have joined who I haven't said hello to, so Yeah. Hello, hello, everybody who's came. Hey, I heard somebody's turned 40 years old again for the 10th time. Okay. Here we go. Let me just swallow my mouthful, and then I'll answer some questions. Oh, I thought I had a request then. I don't. Okay. Yeah, and guys, I'm here for conversations with people to find out why you want vegan yet. I'm not here to have a go at anyone. I'm not here to call you out or anything like that. I'm here for honest conversations. You do have to be over 18. If you're not over 18, I will drop you. And yeah, I'll try and get through as many people as I want. As many people as I can. I haven't got a cut off today. I can stay for as long as you want me. Well, within reason. I can't stay forever. Right. Let's see. I've got two people already. I think maybe non-vegans. Gorma. Hey, are you over 18? Are you muted, by the way? Okay. You turned your camera on. Yeah, guys, no turning cameras on. If you do turn your camera on, I will disconnect you just because people do weird things when they turn their camera on. I don't want to see your bits and pieces or whatever you want to show me. Yeah. Hang on, let me. Who was that? Go on. Just so I don't accept you back up again. Go on. Probably child. Okay. We've got the Arsenal talk. Hey, the Arsenal talk. Are you over 18?
I'm not over, but I'm 18.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry, what can I call you? Should I just call you Arsenal, or do you have like a preferred name?
I'd say Arsenal, yeah.
Arsenal, okay. So, yeah, before you go ahead and answer the question above, we just need to clarify what veganism is. So, what do you think it means to be vegan?
Vegan for me is honestly, obviously the unjust of killing animals for eating purposes. I think harming animals in any way obviously relates to that. And damaging, you could say like damaging animals as well, like in bad, like having them in bad conditions, the way they're killed. That's what it is for me. Personally.
Okay, so veganism is actually the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So, yeah, some of that does come into it, like with harm and killing, which is if it's part of the exploitation. But it's about not viewing them as a resource or as a commodity or as being here to serve us. It's about viewing them as individuals who exist for their own purposes, not for us, if that makes sense. So, do you think that we should respect other animals?
Well, it depends in what way you define respect for animals, really.
Okay. So, respect, I would say, would be considering their wants and needs above our own selfish purposes.
I don't think that animals should be more respected than us, but I think that there's a lot of ways that animals could be respected a lot more by like how they're treated, how they live, and how people tend to exploit animals, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, when you say respected more than us, we don't need to sort of you know uh, compare how we respect others. It's do they deserve respect or don't they deserve respect? Kind of like yeah, it's sort of we don't need to sort of compare them with us because because we're not choosing whether to exploit them or to exploit us. We're choosing whether to exploit them or to not exploit them, if that makes sense. So, yeah, do you think that we should consider their interests over our selfish purposes?
I think that animals should be, especially for what they do. You can research and see that what they actually provide for the world, like, is actually very positive. So I feel like they should just be treated a lot better than they are.
What do you mean by that? Sorry, what they provide for the world?
Well, having animals obviously helps the ecosystem and stuff. So
Oh, like wild animals.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm talking about the animals who we exploit. Should we respect them? So should we consider their interests above our selfish purposes?
Uh, um,
Oh, he's gone. What? Um, yeah, maybe he accidentally dropped or something. Hey, we've got Chip as well, and we've got David in the house. How's it going?
How's it going, Jam? Good. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you very much. Did you hear that I've got the house to myself today, so I can go for hours and hours?
Yes, let's go. I'm excited.
Yeah, well, obviously you don't
Let's
have to.
go.
You two don't have to be here for hours, but yeah, I
But
will.
that's what I thought that's what it said in the contract. I can't remember.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
contract
have a
that.
contractual obligation to stay longer than David, so
Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna go. I see that we've got quite a few people in here. So yeah, you guys, you can keep me all night. Just keep requesting, and I'll keep accepting. So let's go until I fall asleep. So next we've got spam CD. Oh, did that work? No. Okay, Black Dog. Hey, Black Dog, are you
Hi.
over 18?
Virgin?
Are you over 18?
What does that mean?
Are you over 18 years of age?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, I
Okay,
didn't understand you.
sure. So what's your understanding of veganism? What do you think it means to be vegan, first of all?
Well, my understanding as a vegan is you only eat vegetables and you respect. You literally don't want to see animals unalived.
Okay. Well, veganism is the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So it's about not viewing them as a resource or as a commodity or as being here to serve us. It's about respecting them as individuals, not here for our purposes. So, do you think that we should respect other animals?
Yes, I think we should
Okay. And
respect animals.
do you think that we can truly respect them if we're exploiting them at the same time? So by exploiting, I mean using them in a way that goes against their interests for our selfish purposes. Can that ever be respectful?
No, that no. If you're doing that, you're basically not
Okay,
respecting them.
sure. So based on the fact that you agree that we should respect other animals and that it's not respectful to exploit them, do you feel that there's anything preventing you from going vegan and living in alignment with your morals?
Yes, there's something.
Yeah.
I've been eating meat since I was probably 1 year old. My
Okay.
my parents had a meat shop,
Mm-hmm.
so we literally eating meat every single day. And I wish I could go vegan, but I think I'm so addictive to meat that I can't stop eating.
Oh,
I
really?
can't,
Okay. Um,
when I eat veggies, when I eat veggies only, when I try to only eat veggies, I feel sick. I feel like I have no energy. Um,
Yeah, so veganism isn't about eating only veggies. I mean, Black Dog, I would say that I eat all the same things as I did before I was vegan. I just eat the vegan versions of it. So I eat a lot of pasta dishes, burgers, hot dogs, lasagna, Sunday roast dinners, tacos, wraps, sandwiches, all of that stuff. It's not just vegetables. But I want to ask you a hypothetical. So let's say for example, if let's say you woke up tomorrow and you were in a position where you couldn't physically digest any animal products. You had like an allergy, like you were bitten by a bug and you had this allergy. You couldn't digest them at all. Do you think you would then find a way to um, adopt a plant-based diet and be healthy?
I would try, but I doubt it. Like I say, I'm so addictive to meat. I eat meat every day,
Okay.
and I have
So
tried to stop eating
so
meat. I have tried,
so what do you
but
think
I
would
can't.
happen then? Do you think you would just like perish if
I
say
think
if this
so.
okay, right, okay, well, yeah,
Wait, would you try to eat it? Would you try to eat meat, black dog? Like, would you go into anaphylactic shock
No,
just to consume the
when I
flesh of
don't
a
when I work in the I do heavy work. I work in the sun and everything, and it's like if I don't eat meat, I don't feel no power on me. I
But
feel
you would
weak.
die if you ate meat. That was the hypothetical scenario that you were proposed. If you ate meat, you died. So would
Yes.
you really just continue eating meat?
Well, I would try. Like I said, I would try, but
You can't, like, if you literally you would be
I
allergic.
would try. I don't
You'd
know if
go
there's
in,
some kind of
your
vitamins
throat,
that I can take.
your
I don't know if
throat would
there's.
close up. Your throat would close up. You couldn't breathe, and you would go into anaphylactic shock.
Let
So
me
you
tell you something.
couldn't.
I don't eat always 100% meat. I do eat like a salad with meat. I eat meat with some other stuff,
But
not
Black Dog, you were
with
asked a
beans.
situation. You were asked just now of a situation where if you were allergic to this food, that means whenever you would consume it,
Oh,
you would
I didn't
you'd get
understand that.
dangerously sick. So if
Oh,
you got
I didn't
dangerous,
understand that question. I'm sorry. No,
that's okay.
if I was to become allergic to meat and it would cause me death to eat meat, of course I would have to stop no matter what.
Okay, so
I
do you
mean
think it
that
would be
wouldn't.
possible to be healthy and thrive for you on a plant-based diet? Do you think you could find a way to do that?
I think I could. I think I could. But there would probably be
You could.
something,
Okay. So
some kind of vitamins or something. I don't know.
sure. So that the reason I asked that is to find out whether you do think it's possible, because you're saying, "Oh, I can't give up eating animals." But the fact of the matter is, if you were put in a situation where you had to, you can. So yeah, so it's not true that you can't give up eating animals, because yeah, you can. And I think that if you've got the motivation, if you've got the desire to, of course you can. Anyone can.
Oh yes,
So
not too long ago, I said I wasn't gonna eat. I wasn't gonna drink no more coffee with sugar. I only lasted like 2 weeks.
What if they were
yeah,
dogs,
that's
though? What if they were dogs? Would you eat dogs?
Dogs, no, sir. I never eaten a dog before, and I have no desire to eat a dog.
So what if the dog was put on your plate? I mean,
No,
how is the
no,
dog any different from the other animals that you're eating?
because you can probably ask that to people that have eaten dogs before, but I haven't eaten a dog, so I don't
No,
think
but
it tastes good. I don't think it tastes good. You see, the reason I like meat because the meat I've tasted is I liked it. Like
so
but
Black Dog, I think you're kind of missing the idea there is what's the difference between a dog and say a pig that justifies killing one, sorry, unaliving one and not unaliving the other.
well, I imagine it's. I mean, the taste.
So,
I'm pretty sure a dog doesn't taste the same as a
but
pig.
that would be your justification then?
For what? For unaliving?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So what if we were able to duplicate the taste to make the dog taste like the pig? Then would you eat the dog?
If there wasn't nothing else, yeah.
No, what if there is something else like you have today?
No, because dogs are domestic animals that you can domesticate. You know, I don't
Yeah,
think
you
a
can.
pig.
Yeah, you can. There's
I
lots of
don't
people
think.
that have pigs as friends.
Well, I've never had a pig as a friend or nothing like that. You know, but
No, but have you hung out
like I
with
said,
pigs before? Have you hung out with pigs before?
yes, I have.
Yeah, and do you not think there's an individual inside of there that wants to live, to love,
Well, let me tell you
be left
something.
alone?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it is, but let me tell you something. Let's
So,
say, for example, when in Africa, when there's a baby zebra and a lion eats them,
yeah,
you don't think that baby zebra wants to live as well?
of course I do, but we don't base our morals and whatnot on
Do you
what a
think a
lot.
lion has more rights than a human being?
Are you going to listen to what my answer is? You're,
No, I'm asking you. Do you
yeah.
think a lion has more rights than a human being?
I think human beings are moral agents and lions are moral patients. So they don't understand what they're
I think
doing. They're
I
just
think
living the way they can. If I think actually if they had a choice, unlike like yourself, right? You have the choice to go to the grocery store and not take the life of somebody else, right? I
I
think if
don't
they
take
had that
life.
choice, they'd probably choose the easier choice, right? And that is an easy choice for you.
I don't take lives, buddy. I buy the meat.
Oh, you don't take it, so you don't understand supply and demand?
Yes, I do, but I don't physically slaughter the animal.
Yeah, but you're still paying for it to happen. If you didn't pay for it to happen, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
No, I'm
it
pretty
makes
sure
no difference to the animal who's doing it, Black Dog. If you're demanding it, then yeah, it doesn't matter if you're doing it or someone else is
like
doing it. You're
man,
still
this
creating
is
that demand.
well, I mean,
Black Dog, can I ask
I'm
you a
not doing
question?
it.
Can I ask you a question? Say if there was somebody who said to you, "Look, I'm going to exploit you to death because I get pleasure from doing so, and I'm addicted to doing this to human beings." Would that be acceptable?
No,
No.
no.
So why is your justification the same argument? Why is that acceptable for you to say about other animals?
I'm not saying that. You know, there. I think there's a correct way to do things.
Yeah, you've said that you get pleasure from consuming animals, and you've said that you're addicted to it. But you've also said that neither of those justifications would be good enough if you
Miss,
were in the position of the victim,
I told
right?
you
So why
that
is
I've
your
been trying.
hang on. So why are your justifications good enough for you to use against them when they wouldn't be good enough to use against you?
Miss, I told you that I've been trying to quit
I'd
eating
just
meat.
appreciate an answer to my question.
I don't feel any pleasure of this. I never said
You said that you
I
enjoy
feel.
the taste of meat. That's
Yes, I
you.
do.
So you're
But
getting pleasure.
I said since I was 1 years old, my
Yeah,
parents had a meat shop, and that's what they fed me. That's what I got
sure,
up used to.
sure. So
So
are you able to
so
answer the question? Is your reason for exploiting animals good enough, considering it wouldn't be good enough for someone else to use if you're in the position of the victim?
you know what? You people think that I feel so
Okay,
good of
right.
seeing
Well,
these
if you're not
animals
going to
get
answer
slaughtered.
the question, Black Dog,
Can I
You
then
people think that I feel
can I
so
ask you,
good.
Black Dog, something? Black Dog,
No,
you
you can't
said
ask me nothing,
you
buddy.
you,
Bye.
you said
Bye.
you said you feel good because you consume for taste pleasure.
He left, Chip.
Yeah, I figured. You know,
yeah,
if you just take a step back and listen to the conversations that we're having, it's so insane that we're trying to fight for the rights of some animals, and people in the chat and people coming up, they're just trying to explain by how much pleasure they get from the abuse that these animals suffer from. And all we're saying is, hey, maybe since you can get pleasure anyway, maybe it's not the same pleasure, maybe it's a different type of pleasure, but the level of pleasure is the same. So since you can get pleasure in another way, why the heck would you say it's justified to take the life of an animal? Like
yeah,
for real? Like how are we on this earth and people are not getting it?
yeah. There's a lot of nonsense going on in the chat. Someone just accused me of littering in the street. That's weird. Right, okay. Let's get the next guest. Next up, we've got Tafilaut. Hey, are you over 18?
Hello, yes.
Perfect. Sorry, did I say your name right? Tafilaut.
Yes, you did.
Perfect. So what's your understanding of veganism, first of all? What do you think it means to be vegan?
You stop eating meat, you don't eat meat, you don't like to eat meat. That's my understanding.
Okay, so that's more like vegetarianism. So not consuming animals would be a consequence of being vegan, but the actual definition is it's the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So it's about not viewing them as a resource or as a commodity or as our property or being here to serve us. It's about viewing them as individuals and considering their interests. So do you think that we should respect other animals?
If they're helping us to, like, for example, dogs to protect our farms, protect our houses, yeah, dogs, yeah, I respect them. I respect cats, but cows, pigs, and things like that, why should I?
Well,
I mean, you're talking to me now. Your shoes is made out of cow. Your train is made out of cow.
sorry.
So why should I respect them? Our sisters. Well,
hang on a minute.
The shoes that you wear, the clothes that you wear, are made out of animal skin.
Oh my days! How can you how can you claim to know what my clothes are made out of? And my shoes?
I didn't say you. I'm just in general.
Oh.
I'm in general. A lot of
Well
people
then,
wear
okay. Well then
clothes
they
from
wouldn't be vegan then, would they?
made from the animals.
Well then they wouldn't be vegan then. Let's go back a minute. So you
Okay.
said that you think that dogs and cats deserve respect, but other animals don't. Is that right? I think you've gone off the app.
What's the purpose of these animals on the planet?
I asked. So my question is: so you think that we should respect dogs and cats, but not other animals?
Yeah, correct. But what my question to you is: what's the purpose of the cows and sheep and stuff on the planet? What's the purpose of them?
What's your purpose?
My purpose is to live my life and serve my humankind, and then I die.
Well, they have their own purpose, which they decide for themselves. Just like you have your own purpose. Yeah, to live their lives, to procreate, to raise their families.
Okay. Raise the families. I never seen a cow driving a car or going to the store and taking the kids to school.
Can you see in more colors than a chicken, Ken?
Excuse me, sir. I'm talking to the lady in.
Well, you can't answer the question?
I'm answering the question of the young lady, not yours, sir. Please.
So you can't answer the question.
I can answer her questions, not your question.
Well, answer my question. Can you see in more colors than a chicken?
I'm invited in her life, not yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, David's on the channel as well, so.
Okay. Excuse me, what did you say? Can I see what?
Can you see in more colors than a chicken can?
Maybe I can, maybe I can't.
No, you can't.
Maybe,
can you fly?
Yes, maybe no.
Can you fly?
Excuse me? Chicken can't fly.
Can you fly?
Yes, I can.
Other animals can fly, but can you actually fly if you jump in the air?
I can fly, yeah.
Yourself?
How do you know that I can't fly? How do you know that I can't fly?
Because biologically you can't fly.
How do you know that?
Can you swim faster than a dolphin?
I could.
You can swim faster than a dolphin.
I could. Yeah, maybe yes, maybe no.
Right,
maybe yes, maybe no.
Tafilaut, this kind of narrative, like, oh, we should exploit them because they can't drive a car. So David's point is that there are lots of things that other animals do that you can't do. We shouldn't exploit somebody based on their...
that we can
Hang on,
do.
sorry, no. This isn't going to work
we can do that animals can do.
Tafilaut, this isn't going to work if you're speaking over me and interrupting. My point is that we shouldn't exploit somebody based on their abilities, right? They're sentient. That's what matters. And there are lots of things that certain humans can do that other humans can't do. So,
can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, please? You eat vegetables, don't you? So you tell me vegetables don't feel? There's no feelings in vegetables?
Oh my days.
I was gonna say crab death, but he said plants feel pain.
Yeah, really.
But
They have
Okay. Can you prove that to me, please? Can
I
you
can.
go and get a carrot now?
Yeah,
Prove it to
I
me.
can.
Go ahead, Jim.
Telefel,
Do
where do you feel?
you take
Telefel,
vegetables out of the ground
yeah,
from their
Telefel,
roots? So the
Telefel. Have
roots
you
they
ever?
don't have feelings. They don't have life.
Yeah, Telefel. Have you ever?
Vegetables,
Have you ever
veg,
had
they
like?
don't have life.
Yeah,
Come on.
they don't have pain. Have you ever had
Okay, they
painkillers?
don't feel pain. How do you know that? Did you
Have you ever
try it?
had
Did you
painkillers?
tested them? Did you tested them?
Telefel,
You
you have
just
to
keep
stop
talking
crashing
over
out.
him. You're the one who asked for this to
Yeah,
be
I'm
explained
trying
to
to
you.
explain to you.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm just letting you know that you guys, with all the respect, you
Telefel, have you ever had a
you claim
painkiller?
that you know something, but in reality you don't. Just you pull
Have
the
you ever
carrot
had
out
a
of the ground.
painkiller?
That's it. They don't
Have
have
you ever had?
feelings.
Have you ever had a painkiller, Telefel?
When you say my name correctly, I'll answer you. Read it properly,
I
please.
don't know how to name your. Have you
Well,
ever had a
you're
painkiller?
talking about people eating meat, but you can't say their name properly.
No, I
Seriously.
don't care about what people put in their mouth. I'm here to fight for the
Okay.
rights of animals. Have you
Yeah.
ever had a painkiller?
Now, when you say my name correctly, I'll answer you. There
Have you ever had a painkiller?
And I'm a fit person. I
Okay,
don't
that's
have
fine. I
painkillers.
think a lot of people have had a painkiller, so maybe they'll be interested in listening to this argument. What a painkiller does is they numb the way it makes pain not work anymore is because they bind to a certain receptor and they essentially stop the protein that goes to your brain and signals that the pain is well. It's a little bit more complex than that, but the way it happens, it numbs your nervous system essentially. So that this way we know that pain travels through the nervous system. So isn't it safe to assume that then any single biological life that does not have a nervous system may also not have pain?
And how do you know that vegetables they don't have a nerve system? How do you know
Because
that?
we know biology. We studied
Oh,
biology.
you
I
know
studied it
biology.
when I was 12
Wow.
years old. Have you not
Okay.
studied biology when you were 12 years old?
So all these,
Talifart?
so all these
Talifart? Is it
experts,
Talifart? Oh,
all
it's Talifart.
these
Talifart. Have you studied
all these
biology when
experts
you
in
were
the world
12?
that says vegetables they have feelings before you take them out. They're lying.
Talifart. Where's the evidence
It's
that
not
vegetables have feeling?
talifat. Read it properly.
Talifart,
It's not
yes.
talifat. It's
Yes.
tafilalt. It's tafilalt.
Oh,
Okay, read it
Right.
properly.
Okay.
I would like
Talifart.
to steelman
Tafilalt. It's
your
not
argument.
young man, not tough. Seriously.
Tafilalt. I would like to
Thank
steelman
you.
your
Thank you.
argument and say that
Listen,
even if
with all the
hang
respect to you, young lady, I eat meat.
wait,
I will carry on eating meat no matter
Tafilalt,
what.
are you here just to listen to yourself? Are you here to have a conversation with only yourself, or are you here to have a discussion?
Because I was talking to you and the other two gentlemen jumped in, so
Okay.
I'm gonna listen to myself. So
All
if I'm
right. Well,
talking
then
to
you can
that's
talk
fine.
to yourself
I'll
in the
quiet.
chat. So you can talk to yourself while you're watching. But I'll explain for everybody else here, because there'll be a lot of people in the comments section. So yeah, even if we found out by some crazy miracle that plants did have a central nervous system and they were sentient, it would still be in our best. It would still be in their best interest for us to live vegan, because not only are you not exploiting other animals and you're not violating their rights, you're not committing all of those like rights violations, forcibly impregnating them, taking away their babies, confining them, but also you're consuming less plants anyway. We require less land, so we're chopping down less trees. So yeah, it would still be in everyone's best interest to live vegan anyway. So it's a pointless argument.
Jim, can I also say that
Yeah.
it's very interesting because I was saying about how some painkillers work, and I was specifically talking about certain painkillers, but apparently opioids, which are even more interesting, which are the strongest painkillers, they actually attach to opioid receptors in the brain and the spinal cord, and essentially that doesn't mean that the pain doesn't go to the brain; it just reduces the brain's perception of pain. So that's very interesting because that essentially says exactly that. If you're on opioids, you don't feel pain. It's not because you have like your nervous system still sends the pain to your brain, but your brain just says you're not going to feel pain. So this is even further proof that the only reason you feel pain is because of your brain. So regardless of sensors or anything like that, and a plant for sure does not have a brain. So there we go.
Yeah. I think anybody who's sane kind of knows that plants don't have brains and they're not sentient. So, yeah. But yeah, let's move on. Next up, we have Fraser. Hey, Fraser, are you over 18? You've just muted yourself.
My bad.
You're back.
I am over 18.
Perfect. So what's your understanding of veganism, first of all? What do you think it means to be vegan?
Well, I think it's up to the individual person, I suppose.
It's what, sorry?
It's up to the individual person.
Well, there is a definition of veganism. So do you know what that is?
I don't.
Okay, so it's the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So it's about not viewing them as a resource or as a commodity or as our property or as being here to serve us. It's about respecting their interests. So yeah, it's about the exploitation. So exploiting them for their bodies, what their body produces, for our entertainment, for their skin, those kind of things. So, do you think that we should respect other animals?
Yes.
Okay. And do you think that it's truly possible to respect them if we are exploiting them at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, I go hunting, I shoot deer.
And you think that that's respectful?
Yeah.
Okay. Would it be respectful? Would you consider it to be respectful if somebody did that to you?
No, but that's within our own species.
Okay. So, yeah, so you've said that it's respectful to do that to other species, but it's not respectful to do that to human beings. So now the question becomes, well, what is the morally relevant difference between you and other animals that justifies doing that to them, but wouldn't justify doing that to you?
It's not very, what do you call it? It's not very sustainable to the human body to be on a purely vegan diet. Are you a vegan, I suppose?
I'm talking about, so you said that you think it's respectful to hunt other animals, right? But it wouldn't be respectful. So it's respectful for you. I've got to be careful what I say on TikTok, but it's respectful for you to pew them, right? But it wouldn't be respectful for somebody else to pew you, right?
Well, no, I sure as hell wouldn't like it.
So my question is, why is that respectful to do to other animals, but it wouldn't be respectful to do to you? What is it about you that's so special that means it wouldn't be respectful, but it is for them?
Why is it not respectful to me?
Yeah. Why is it not respectful for you, but it is to them? Because you've given me two different answers based on who the victim is, right? So now I'm wondering what the difference is between you and them that justifies the difference in view.
What's the difference?
Yes.
Well,
the morally
I kind of
relevant
value my own life.
difference. Sorry?
I value my own life.
What does that mean? Like you can have complex thoughts and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I value my own life over other animals. I don't see how that's a question.
Okay, so yeah, we're not deciding whether to pew you or to pew them. So you can either pew them or neither. No, my question is, why is it respectful to pew other animals, but it wouldn't be respectful for somebody to do that to you? I'm not saying to do that to you instead of them. I'm saying I'm asking why it is and isn't respectful at the same time, depending on who the victim is. Do you understand the question?
Why? Because I eat the meat.
Right, okay, so if someone pew-pewed you and then ate you after, would that be then respectful?
No, they're going to jail.
Okay, so it would, it doesn't matter. They're happy to go to jail after. I'm asking, would it be respectful? You say no?
No.
Okay, so yeah, again, we haven't come to a conclusion. So why? So you're saying that it's respectful to do to them because you're going to consume them after, but when I apply that to the human, it's still not respectful. So what is it?
I think that's a bit of common sense that you're not going to shoot another person.
Why?
Because it's another human being.
So I'm asking, what's the difference between the human being and the other animal? That means it's respectful for one group, but not for the other group.
Right, you go and murder someone. You go and murder someone and see how your life.
Yeah, that's not answering my question, Fraser.
Can I clarify?
Yes,
so Fraser,
please,
for example, So, for example, Fraser, between me and Jem over here, there's definitely differences, right? I'm a man, she's a woman. She has long hair, I am bald. I wear glasses, she doesn't. I don't know the height differences. I don't remember. I think I'm a little bit taller than Jem. She's probably smarter than me. So, we have all of these differences between us. But the question then at the end of the day is, do these differences justify unaliving one of us? For absolutely no reason, right? Like I just if she has power over me or I have power over her, and I acknowledge the differences, could I just say these are the differences, therefore it's justified to do this to her? Or she could look at the differences and say, these are the differences, therefore it's justified to do that to me? I would say no. So in the same manner, there's differences between you and any other animal, but the question is, which of those differences justify unaliving them for something that you don't need?
What differences? Well, they provide sustenance to my body.
But that's not a difference. That's just a conclusion that you draw from what you do with their body, right? Like we've been trying to explain to you that that's something you can do to absolutely anyone, right? Like whether Jem decides to unalive me or I decide to unalive her, either of our flesh could provide sustenance for our body, regardless of the legal consequences after. The question is, what is the difference? Like the way I see it, the differences between me and her wouldn't justify any form of injustice done to either of us. So do you think that the differences between us and any other animal, and I'm merely interested in exactly what that difference is, what that trait is between you and any other animal that would justify unaliving them? For example, you could say you're more intelligent than them. But if you do say that, then we could say, well, if I'm more intelligent than you, then does that justify us unaliving you, right? So we're looking for differences between you and any other animal that would justify unaliving them simply because you can and you want to get sustenance from them.
We're the superior species.
Well, see, that's another thing. A species is nothing more than a category, right? And you claiming that we're the superior species is something that any animal could also make the claim, right? Like, for example, a pig could say that they're the superior species because they can run faster than most humans, they can smell better than most humans, they are very intelligent, therefore they probably are the superior species. They don't destroy the environment like humans do, therefore they are the superior species. They don't unalive themselves like humans do, therefore they're the superior species, right? Like you can claim that a species is superior based on whatever judgment you want. But this isn't a claim of the individual, right? That's just a claim of the category that the individual belongs to. So when I say that there are differences between me and Jem, I ask the differences between me and her. I didn't ask the differences between men and women. I didn't ask the differences between Dutch people and British people. I asked the differences between me and her. So what is the difference between you and, let's say, a cow that would justify unaliving them, but not you for exactly the same reason, let's say sustenance, which is a trivial reason because you can get sustenance from other places.
You're going to get more meat off a cow?
Okay, then let's say a pig, because a pig doesn't, or a chicken. A chicken, you would get way less meat from a chicken, right? So what are the differences?
They taste good.
So if a human being would taste 3 times better than a chicken, then it would be justified to unalive them?
No.
Okay, so then what are the differences?
That's your own species.
Okay, so if you found out that right now I'm not your own species, then it would be justified to unalive me. I'm not Homo sapiens, let's say. Is it justified to unalive me?
But you are Homo sapien.
You have no way of knowing that I am Homo sapiens. Have you done any form of genetic testing on me? I can easily say that I'm not.
You're speaking English.
Oh, that's fine. Just because I can speak English doesn't mean anything. There are parrots out there that can speak, I think, up to 150 words of English. So that doesn't mean absolutely anything. Right? So yet again, what exactly is the difference between me, and there are humans who cannot speak any English or any language at all, by the way. So would it be justified to unalive them?
No.
Why not?
Because we're the same species.
But they're not the same species as you. So say, for instance, you find out tomorrow that you're not a human species. Would it then be justified for anyone to do whatever they want to you because you're not part of the human species?
Well, not anything they want, you know. There
No, unalive you. Unalive you in a way. Unalive you in a way that they don't really care about you.
Let me speak. There are certain rules abattoirs have to follow to kind of speed up the process of the animal dying. It's not like
That's why I interrupted you,
it's not
because
like you're.
this
It's
isn't
not like
about
you're.
that.
Let me speak. It's not like you're stabbing them in the stomach, making them suffer.
Okay,
It's an
Fraser.
instantaneous death.
Fraser, sure. Would it be fair if you found out that tomorrow you're no longer human to send you to a slaughterhouse?
Well, if I was no longer human, I'd probably be 6 feet under the ground.
So Fraser, if tomorrow you do a genetic testing because maybe you want to find out who your father is, maybe something happens and you need to do some form of genetic testing. It doesn't really matter why you do the genetic testing, but amongst doing that genetic testing, you find out that, oh my God, you suffered this weird genetic mutation and you're actually not of the human species. Would it then fair for any? Would it, Fraser? Let me finish. Would it be then fair?
If I wasn't a human, I'd probably be, if I wasn't a human, listen.
No, Fraser, I've just muted you because you're interrupting.
I really want to get this over. So if you found out that you're not human, okay, you still think you're still yourself, you're still the same individual, but you're not of the species Homo sapiens. You're Homo sapiens, whatever, right? You're a different species. Would it be justified for humans to start hunting you because you're not human?
You can unmute, by the way. I've just invited you to unmute.
Have you ever heard of the uncanny valley theory?
Oh my God, is that an answer to the question?
I have heard of the uncanny valley. What does that have to do with anything?
It is actually an answer to the question. The uncanny
what does that
valley
have to
theory
do?
is that anything that looks similar to a human but isn't a human, we instinctively fear and kill, and that's all the different species of human. Homo sapiens, what's the other one called? Neanderthals. That's how we almost killed each other.
There were
because we were very similar.
Of species of humans.
We got to use a different word for.
We were very similar, but we killed each other. So yes, we probably would, or I would probably.
Fraser, just use a different word, please.
Yeah, just use a different word. Use unalive. But Fraser, are you telling me that right now? Because I'm not even asking you whether that's what would happen to you or not. What I'm asking you is, would it be fair? Would it be moral for somebody to say, this person is not the same species as me, you would not be the same species as me, therefore it's justified to hunt you down? Would it be fair for somebody to say that to you? To treat you differently simply because all of a sudden we find out you're a different species, and therefore you have no legal right anymore. Why? Because you are now part of a different category. Did you ever choose to be in a different category? No. You were just born differently. So if you found that out, that is the case, would it be fair if we treated you this way?
So if I was a cow, then yeah.
Fraser, I said you would be the same individual. Tomorrow you would be the same individual. If we treated you differently tomorrow, and we said you no longer have any rights, we can hunt you, would it be fair towards you? That's the question.
If I'm the same individual, then I'm a human.
No, Fraser, because you can still have the same thoughts, the same feelings, and not be human.
So I'm the exact same, but I'm not human.
Exactly. You found out that you're not of the species Homo sapiens.
Then, no.
So if it wouldn't be fair for somebody to do it to you, why would it be fair if you do it to somebody else?
Well, I've not done it to somebody else. It's animals.
You do it to every other animal that was born of a different species. Yeah. All of a sudden, if you found out that you were born of a different species, you would say it's unfair if somebody unalives you or hunts you down for a trivial reason. Yet you do the same thing for any other animal simply because they're born a different way.
Well, we need it to sustain ourselves.
No, we do not need it to sustain ourselves. I'm a certified nutritionist, and we have plenty of empirical data showing that we can be healthy on a plant-based diet.
So are you vegan?
We're all vegans here, yes.
So do you take any supplements at all?
The only supplement I take is B12, which I started taking before being vegan because I had the B12 deficiency while consuming animal products.
Okay.
Fraser, can I just say, you mentioned earlier the way the animals were unalived, and you said something about it being fast, and this is the way it happened. Can you explain that a little bit more?
So what happens is, and I will admit the animals are stressed to a certain degree. I won't lie and say they're not.
Okay.
Animals are running to a chute, and it's almost like a bolt, and it's a shotgun shell. It's behind it, that kind of idea. I couldn't give you the specifics, and that's basically placed in their head, fired, pin goes straight into their head,
Yeah.
and then they're done. That's them.
Well, no, they're not done, right? They're stunned.
No, that's them dead.
No, that's not how it happens. That would be illegal if they were just shot dead.
Yeah, but that's how it works in Avatar. You can't just say no, it's not, and then whoop-de-doo, it's
Well,
not. That's how it happens.
no, it's not what happens. Because I've worked in an abattoir. I'm an ex-inspector. So no, that's not what happens.
Well, it is in the UK, so.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's the same everywhere because it would be illegal because they stun them to immobilize them. It's actually so the workers can't get hurt. A lot of people don't know that. But they stun them. Sometimes they miss actually. Sometimes it happens quite often. I think it's like 23% in the UK. I think that's the failure rate. And so what happens is they shoot them, then they'll hang their leg up on a chain, and then they'll have someone take a knife across their neck over
So,
and over and over.
What you're
So that's what
describing,
happens.
what you're describing there is halal slaughter.
No, it's not halal slaughter. Well, actually, in
You-
some cases, it might
you-
be
you-
halal because sometimes they still stun and halal. A lot of people don't know that. But no, that's exactly what happens, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
That you can't just say that's not what happens. And
Dude,
then
that's not what that would be illegal. So
it's
what-
not illegal.
it is illegal. What are you talking about?
You look it up. Look it up right now.
Bro, I've worked in abattoirs. I'm an ex-federal inspector, buddy. I know
Yeah.
exactly
I'm in
how it
Britain.
works. Are you claiming all of a sudden the UK is this magical place that this doesn't happen? I've
What?
literally also been to the UK, by the way, plenty of times.
Oh Jesus, this guy's been everywhere.
Yeah, I have.
Brazil, Argentina, Moscow, anywhere
No,
else?
not those places. But yeah. Anyways, you're the reason I was asking because it seemed like you were very unfamiliar with the process because you've not been inside. You've not worked in one. Because if you did, that you wouldn't say that. So they go up the chute. That the captive bolt gun happens. So that's what I was curious about. Yeah, I think that's all I have.
Yeah, so I think I'm done here anyway because it seems like Fraser, you're just saying, oh, we're the superior species. It wouldn't be okay to do to me, but it is to do to them, and you can't really name a reason why. And you saying that humans are the superior species is no different to a man saying, oh, but I'm the superior gender, or a white person saying, oh, I'm a superior skin color. You're just naming a trait. In this case, it's your species, and you're saying you're better than them because of the body that you were born into. And you're discriminating against them because they were born into their bodies that they didn't choose to be born into, by the way. But yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm going to move on.
Can I just say one more thing?
Go on then.
You lot are just rays of sunshine.
Cheers.
I know. Thank you.
Cool. Let's move on. OE. Hey OE, are you over 18? Okay, he's gone. Or she. Charlie. Oh, hang on. I accepted. Hans. Hey Hans, are you over 18?
What?
Are you over 18?
I am.
Perfect. Hans, so before we go any further, just to clarify what veganism is, what's your understanding of veganism? What do you think it means to be vegan?
Okay, so I think that veganism is something that you don't eat animal meat, that you eat only plants.
So that's a consequence of being vegan. Why do you think somebody wouldn't eat animals and they'd eat plants?
What do you mean?
Why do you think somebody might do that?
Because they think they care about animals, and they think that's sad if animals are getting killed, and because
Okay.
they want to protect animals, and they feel sad for them. I would say.
Okay, so veganism, the definition is the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So, by exploiting, I mean using them in a way that goes against their interests for our selfish purposes. So, for like their body parts, for anything their body produces, for entertainment, testing, those kind of things. So, yeah, it's kind of about viewing them as individuals rather than as our resources or our property or as commodities or being here to serve us. So, do you think that we should respect other animals?
Of course I do. I
Okay,
am a big animal lover. I
okay,
have multiple pets in my home. I love animals,
sure,
but I think that animal like meat is very good. Like that's a lot of protein and that's very good food source for me. And I don't see that like we should completely like stop producing them for food, but I would say that we are doing that a lot. So, like a lot of like cows and lambs are getting killed every year. But yeah, I would say that we should respect them. I am an animal lover, but I don't think that we should like completely, make it
sure.
illegal.
So,
I
you
think
think that we should respect them, and do you think that it's possible to truly respect them if we are exploiting them for their flesh, eggs, breast milk, or for any other purpose? Can that ever be respectful?
I do, but like at the same time, I want to eat meat. That's
Wait,
a
you,
lot of
you do
protein.
you
Like
do
that's very
what?
good.
Sorry, you think that we can respect them and exploit them at the same time?
No, like what do you mean by respect exactly? They're not humans. They are
So by
like.
respect, I mean consider their interests above our own selfish purposes.
What does those selfish purposes? Because like I mean, eating like protein is not selfish, isn't it?
Yeah, so we can get protein without exploiting other animals. We can get protein from plants. Protein originates
But
from plants' hands. That's where the animals get it from that you eat. So we can just skip out the middleman and eat it straight from its original source. So yeah,
you
let's
agree
let's
that
let's kind of squash that one. So protein, we can consume it from its original source. Protein originates from plants. So rather than so it's like you eating my flesh for protein because I eat this tofu which has protein. You then eat the flesh of me that has protein. We can just eat the tofu directly. Does that make sense?
I do, but
Okay.
I agree with you,
Yeah,
but you agree
sure.
that
So it's exploitation because we're using them in a way that goes against their interests for our selfish purposes because we don't need to do it, right? So
but at
can
the
that
same
ever
time you
be
can, right?
respectful? Sorry?
But you agree that like animal meat is way better protein and healthier than like some plants because there's
No,
not only protein, there's fats
absolutely
and
not. So every single benefit that we get from consuming an animal, we can get from a plant-based diet without all of the horrible stuff that we don't need. So without the risk of cancer, without the high levels of saturated fats, without the horrible outcomes. So yeah, we can get all of the benefits from a plant-based diet. So it can be even better for you.
how is eating meat like dangerous or like cancerous or something like that? How is that
Well,
unhealthy?
well, it's carcinogenic, and it's proven to increase our risk of certain cancers, heart disease, diabetes type 2. But I'm not here really to discuss the health, Hans, because I mean the
It's
information.
only No, I agree, but that's only unhealthy if you eat processed foods, right? If you eat processed
No,
meats, such as
no,
like,
all meat is unhealthy. Above a
is it
certain
not?
threshold, for example, white meat above 100 grams per day is contributing to gastrointestinal cancer. Increases your chance of gastrointestinal cancer, and red meat is carcinogenic because it increases your chances of colon cancer. We
I
have
have never
studies,
heard that
and by the
before.
way, the red meat one has been studied since for almost 20 years now. and it's been established science for almost 20 years now. It was put by the World Health Organization for 15 years now. It's been a risk factor for cancer. Just because you haven't heard of it doesn't mean that it's not the case, but it's been for a while now. But even if it were healthy, exactly what James trying to express, the same thing. The reality is that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet. So it doesn't really matter whether animal protein is healthy or not, because if you can be healthy on a plant-based diet, then why would you choose violence towards an innocent animal?
Because on my perspective that animals are meant for food. Because like for centuries, ancient
Yeah,
times
so
too, our first
Hans,
generations only eat meat and mammoths, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
so we're talking
They're
about
meant to eat.
respect, right? Is it respectful for you to say you exist to be my food? Would that be respectful if I said that about you? You exist for me, for my purpose. You exist to be my slave. You exist to be here for me. Would that be respectful?
No, that would not, but
Okay.
like animals eat each other, and
Yeah, but we're not
like
talking about other
we cannot
animals. We're
eat. So.
talking about you and what you consider respectful. So you've said that they do deserve respect, right? So
There's some of the respect there, but some of them deserve to be our food too.
some of them deserve to be food. But
Of course, bro.
you've said that that wouldn't be respectful for somebody to say about you. Like you deserve to be my food. Like what
We
have
are
they
humans, right? We are humans, right? And
So?
they're animals, right? We are
Yeah.
humans and
So
they're animals.
what's so special about humans that means that it's not respectful to use us in this way to exploit humans, but it is to exploit other animals?
Because we have a soul, right? And
Because we
animals do
have a
not. They have
soul.
instincts. Yeah, we do.
Can you prove that?
Like you know that like humans are more valuable than animals, right?
Yeah, coming
Like
from
we
the
have
human,
brains.
Hans, this is no different than me saying, you know what, anybody who has a name beginning with the letter H, I'm more valuable than them and they don't have a soul. If your name begins with a letter H, you don't have a soul. Just because you say that they don't have a soul and that they're lesser than you doesn't make it true. It's just like a man saying that they're more valuable than a woman, or a person with white skin saying they're more valuable than somebody with black skin, just because they're born into this body. You're saying that they're lesser because of the body they're born into, that they didn't choose to be born into, right?
Yeah, they didn't. Okay. I guess like you wanna move on from me, but like I could say that like my last sentence, you know, because like my perspective, I think that like I love animals, but animals are not meant to just be.
Wait,
Yeah.
Only
Hans.
I think that.
Hans,
So
what's the role of women? What are women meant to be?
women meant to be.
Yeah.
Women are meant to be. That's a really hard question. Like women are like free human beings. They can choose to have kids and family and not. That's their like. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
they're free persons
So
and they
so
can
if
do whatever.
so if they can choose to be whatever they want, why can't an animal choose to be whatever they want? Why is it that all of the sudden you have to decide their role in society?
Because that's been like hundreds of years, thousands of years, right?
That also
Because
for
our first
women, for
generations
thousands of
survived.
years, Hans, for
So
thousands of years, women's role in societies were to take care of the house and have children. For thousands of years, ever
I
since our
agree.
society began, women were seen that way. But in the last 100 years or so, a little bit over 100 years, women have regained the role that they deserve. Not fully, we're still fighting for that, but women have regained the role that they deserve, which is for them to decide for their own existence. So why is it that an animal does not deserve the right to decide for their own body and their own existence? Is it just because you have power over them that somehow gives you the right to decide for their body or their existence?
There's a thing now because animals do not they cannot choose something. They have instincts, and
So
they're
do
not
you.
comparable to humans.
So do you,
We
Hans.
actually do have.
Animals think, they solve
They think, yeah.
puzzles. They solve puzzles.
I agree.
Yeah, so they think just as much as most, well, there's a lot of humans who have the same intellectual
But they
capacities as
don't have like
animals.
feelings, right? Like
They
they
do.
not similar to us.
Oh,
Like they
they
can
have
feel
very much
pain.
similar. Yeah, they
They
feel
can feel
pain.
pain.
They feel
Yeah,
love.
I'm saying.
They feel anxiety. They feel what do you call it? They feel everything that a child feels. The intellectual capacity of an animal, for example, a pig, is very similar to that of a 3-year-old. Is it really justified to say that they're inferior to you and you have power over them? Therefore, it's okay for you to decide, and not just that for you to decide what you do with their body, but for you to say your life is worth less, your whole existence is worth less than 10 minutes of pleasure for me.
I mean, that's circle of life, honestly. Like, for me, that's just circle of life
Oh no,
because
that's just a
first of
coping
our
mechanism,
generations.
Hans. No, it's a
Wait,
circle of life, and
let
we've
me
done
just
it for
say,
generations. It's just a way of you of saying it's been happening for a long time. And this just only serves to prove my point that you acknowledge it's something bad, but somehow you swipe it under the rug because it's been happening for a long time or it happens all around us. That does not mean that you get to do the same thing. Just because it's been happening for a long time and it happens all around us doesn't mean you should be part of it. If everybody around you is jumping off of a cliff, doesn't mean you should do it too. I would hope that since you claim such intellectual superiority over other animals, you would use that intellectual superiority and actually make decisions that are actually intellectually superior. Because so far, I've been on this panel, and every single person that has come here, including yourself, Hans, has justified the exploitation and slaughter of these sentient beings who have emotions, feeling, and a subjective experience of life by using their own instinct. They taste good. I want to do this to them. Everyone around me does it. We've done it for a long time. None of these are good justifications for anybody to oppress you, so why would they be good enough justifications for you to oppress anybody else?
all right, all right. I see where you're coming from, and but I could just say that you know that first of our generations, like Neanderthals, how are they called? Like in ancient times, we survived because of animals and because of animal meat, and I could say that like that's just circle of life because like
Yeah,
animals are
Hans,
meant
The
sorry,
to.
I'm gonna have to stop you
circle, the
there
Okay,
because
circle
you're
of
gonna move on.
life.
we're not.
Let me just say one thing. Let me
It
just say
doesn't
last thing.
matter
I'm
what
not
we've
gonna
done in the
insult you.
past. We're talking about how we should do things going
Okay,
forward.
okay, okay,
It's
okay.
irrelevant.
I'm not gonna insult you. I'm not gonna insult you. I'm a good person, but I just want to say like last thing before I go, right? Because you have like a lot
You
of
aren't
people
a
here.
good person. You exploit animals for no reason.
Yeah, I'm
You're
I
sure.
don't.
I'm
actually a
sure
very
they
bad
don't think.
person.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't
No, no,
think
don't kick me.
that.
I just want to say like last thing
No,
before I
no,
go,
no, no,
right?
no. We don't want to hear
I'm not
from you
gonna insult you.
anymore.
I'm not gonna insult you, bro.
No,
I just say this.
you're insulting the animals.
Mm.
No, I'm
Do you
not
have any
insulting
idea
them.
what the animals go through for you to end up eating them? Do you have any consideration whatsoever? Why do you
I
hate
actually do.
animals, Hans? Why do you hate
I'm
them?
not hating them, but
You
they're
don't.
meant to food because
You
Yeah,
don't
like
hate
that's
them?
protein. We need
yeah,
protein.
yeah. Again,
We
you.
can't get
You
protein
guys are like
elsewhere.
sweetie pies.
Yeah,
We can't get
You guys
we've
are
protein
been
sweetie
through
pies.
elsewhere.
protein. We've been through protein, Hans. Yeah, you.
Protein is good.
Yeah,
You're a
we can
bad
get
person.
protein on a plant-based diet. We've been through that. We don't need to go through that again. And I mean, calling yourself an animal lover. I mean, I have a theory. When people who aren't vegans say that they're an animal lover, what they mean by that is that they love what the animal does for them. They love the feeling that they get from them. Yeah, it's not love because the animal themselves aren't feeling that love. When you send them into the slaughterhouse, they don't feel loved, right? So it's a selfish kind of love. You love what they do for you, the feelings that they give you, rather than actually loving them as an individual and respecting them. So yeah, we've got a lot of people here.
Jim, can I just ask the first person that you bring up something and then you take over? I'm curious.
Sure. Next up we have Tyler E. Lots of people means lots of trolls, but yeah.
Tyler, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 19. How you
Okay.
doing?
How long have you been here waiting in line?
Not long, to be fair, if I'm being honest. I've heard what that guy was saying on that. But
Have
can I
you?
just make a few points before
Can you
before this
tell us
gets
what being
started?
vegan is? Can you tell us what being vegan is?
Veganism, and that is not eating anything that comes from plants or not using anything from plants. If I'm being just not plants, sorry, fucking animals and that.
So were you here before when Jem as explained what veganism is?
Yeah, I heard it all, but yeah.
But it went 1 year and it exited the other. What happened?
No, I heard it, but I just really want to say my part, and then you guys
But
can
before you say
just
your
answer
part,
what I
Tyler,
say.
why should we listen to your part if you weren't able to listen to what Jem was saying,
Oh
what
no, I listened
veganism
to it.
is?
I just don't really agree with it, and I've got
You don't
my
agree what being vegan means with the definition of veganism?
no, not really.
You don't agree with the definition of veganism?
No, I agree with the definition. I don't agree with the
And what is the
with
definition of
being a
veganism,
vegan.
Tyler?
With like I've just said, it's just not using anything from animals, you know. And
No, it's not that. Jem explained it very
all right,
carefully.
re-explain it to me real quick, and then we can crack on, yeah.
Sure, I'll re-explain it to you and then you can speak to Jem. I
All
just
right,
was
thanks.
genuinely curious if any of these people who are waiting in line for so long and they're waiting to debate somebody, they don't even have the intellectual capacity to actually listen to the arguments before they jump on a debate with somebody. Because that's just insane to me, to actually jump on a debate when when you haven't even heard the arguments on the other side, or at least try to hear them. But
Yep.
that's fine. Tyler, being vegan means we don't exploit animals. Do you know what exploitation means?
Yep, to take advantage of in any means, really.
Yeah, exactly. So, do you think it's okay to exploit animals if there's no need for it?
What do you mean exploit? Like the harsh
We
living
just
conditions
defined
and that, I
it.
don't agree with. I don't agree with harsh living conditions or
No, we just defined
certain
it.
methods of slaughter and stuff like that. I don't agree with.
Tyler, we just defined it. You said to take advantage of them. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think it's okay to take advantage of animals if there's no need to take advantage of them? In
What do
their
you
own
mean take
detriment.
advantage of? Like
For
eating them,
example,
for example?
unalive them. No, for example, unaliving them. Is it fair to unalive an animal if there's no need for it?
I think it is.
You think it is? Okay.
Listen, can I get to my little?
That's all I wanted to try, Jem. I was curious if any of these people actually listen to the definition, but it seems like it's saying that they don't.
Yeah,
Listen. So,
Tyler, you can ask your question. I just want to know, do you think that we should respect other animals?
what do you mean respect? Like
So
not abuse
consider
them, like
consider
not
their
hit them and kick
interests.
them and.
No, I mean consider their interests above our own selfish purposes.
So, listen, us as humans, yeah, we are
Do you
mammals
think that we
ourselves.
should respect them?
Respect them in what sense? Like not abuse them.
No, consider their interests above our own selfish purposes. Consider what they
Do you
want.
think other animals should not eat other animals
why
because
can't
that
you
also
answer a
harms
question?
them?
Why can't you answer the question, Tyler?
Because
I'm
listen,
asking you.
all right,
Why are you bringing other?
I do think that we should have best interests, but I think we should also eat them and farm
Wait,
them in
so
a way.
should
Yeah?
we respect them?
It depends what you mean by respect.
I mean, consider their bloody interests. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, but what do you mean?
What
do you mean? Consider their interests.
Consider what they want. Consider what
Are you
they
like
want.
not
What
all
does a
there,
cow need to do?
Tyler, or
Just eat
what?
grass.
Holy shit,
Eat
bro!
grass and
Consider
Answer
what
the
they
damn
want.
question.
All right, yeah, I do. Yeah, I
I've
do. Okay,
defined
let's
this
go with
like
that.
3
Let's
times
go
now.
with that. Let's go with that. Yeah, yeah.
Should
I do.
we consider their interests above our
Let's go with that.
selfish
Let's go with that.
purposes?
Yeah.
Yes,
Go on.
we should.
What's your next
Okay.
part?
So you
What's your
think we
next part?
should respect them, correct?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Is it respectful to exploit them? Can we truly respect them if we're exploiting them at the same time?
Listen, so basically, yeah,
It's a yes or no, Tyler.
You're circling over
Bloody
the same
hell.
stuff. You're circling over
Can
the
we
same stuff
truly
over and over.
respect them if we are exploiting them? So if
Why
we are
should?
using
Okay,
them,
do you know what? Why should we not
Answer
eat them?
the
Why
damn
should we not
question
exploit in a way
already. Oh my
of farming
god.
them? Why should we not?
why should we not what? See, I'll show you how to answer a
Eat
question
them and
directly.
farm them.
Because
because
they
it's
have their own
circular.
interests. Because we wouldn't want that to happen to us because it's unnecessary. There's 3 reasons for you. Now back to my question. Is it possible to truly respect them if we're exploiting them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
So
on,
let's
go on.
say we're exploiting you for your body parts. So we're using you for what your body produces, what your body can do. Is that respectful towards you?
No, we've got laws against hurting each other and
Is
stuff
that a
like
yes
that.
or a no? I
We've
don't
got
care.
different
I
levels
don't
of.
care. I'm asking about your morality, not what the law is. Is it?
All
Could
right.
it ever be respectful to exploit you for your body?
What another? No, no.
No. Okay. So why is it respectful to exploit other animals, but it isn't to exploit you?
Do you
What's
know
so
what?
Tyler?
Do you know?
What is so special about you that means it's not respectful to exploit you, but it is to exploit other animals?
Listen, so you know the food chain, yeah? Listen, I'm not going
Can
to
you
keep on
answer
going
the
in your
question?
circle. No, because you're going in circles and
Well,
you're
if
not
you're not
letting me
going to answer
talk.
the
Bro,
question,
Comments are
there's
saying
you're
it.
literally
so
no
The comments
point.
are
weak.
saying it.
There's
All
no
right.
point having a conversation if you're not able to answer questions.
Guy couldn't even answer one simple question. What a
I mean,
weakling.
we got like through a few, but like every question, it's just like moving on. Oh, what about other animals? I'm not asking other animals. I'm asking you, Tyler. Jesus. Okay, let's carry on. Got lots of people to get through. Next up, we have Kevin. Hey, Kevin, are you over 18? Kevin, you're muted. Oh, you've gone. Okay. Fendi. Hey, Fendi, are you over 18?
Yes.
Perfect. So, Fendi, what's your understanding of veganism? What do you think it means to be vegan, first of all?
The idea to not exploit animals.
Yeah, exactly. So it all comes from not viewing them as a resource or as a commodity or as being here to serve us. It's about viewing them as individuals. So do you think that we should respect other animals?
To a certain extent, yes.
To what extent do you mean? So let me just clarify. So what I mean by respect, first of all, is consider their own interests above our selfish purposes and what we want out of them. Do you think that we should do that?
Yeah. We just the same way we consider our family more than random strangers, we should consider animals less than humans. But
No,
we
no,
should
no.
still consider animals to a certain extent. Yes, of course.
Okay, so I'm not asking if we should consider them more than anyone else. I'm just asking if we should consider what their interests are above our selfish purposes. So not above anybody else's life or anything like that. It's above our selfish purposes.
Well, you're generalizing all different actions at once. There are certainly times when it will be justified to exploit a animal, not only because it can be in both interests, but because we
Hang on a
value
minute.
humans more than. Yeah.
So in what?
I can give you an example if
Yeah,
you want.
please. Yeah.
Wait. What does exploitation mean, Fendi? Before you give the example, what do you take exploitation to mean? Because I think we might have a misunderstanding there.
Yeah, I
Using them
agree.
for our own interests, not regarding their consequences that they have to face.
It's using them unfairly.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Okay, so you think using them unfairly can be fair, right?
It can be fair, no. It's not
Okay.
going to be fair for them, no.
Okay, because that's what you're trying to justify now. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So for example, it's going to be fine for us to eat animals when some people have a short bowel syndrome and a bunch of things, and they have to eat meat to survive, actually.
Okay.
And therefore, we
Does
should
that apply?
consider.
Fendi, does that apply to you? Just because I'm
No.
not interested in talking about other people's situations or anything like that. This is why aren't you vegan? So I don't think we don't need to tokenize other individuals to justify our actions in this chat. You know, it would be like me trying to justify unaliving a human because someone somewhere else did it out of necessity to defend themselves. It's not relevant to my situation. So yeah. So do you think that? So you think that we should consider the interests of other animals?
Yeah, but not as much as humans.
Okay. So again, so what I mean by consider them, I mean consider their interests above our selfish purposes. So I mean, we shouldn't exploit them. So use them in a way that goes against their interests when we don't have to. Do you agree with that or disagree with that?
Well, it's a fine line between having to have to do something and
No. So
not
I'm
having to
talking
do it.
about doing it for our selfish purposes, right? So I'm not talking about doing something that we have to do. So yeah, I'm talking about exploiting them when we don't need to.
Okay, and I cannot bring up an example of some people having to.
No, Fendi, because
to
we're
do it.
talking about you. If this applies to you, then sure, you can bring that up because this
But
is
when-
why aren't you vegan? But yeah, it's not fair to tokenize other people's to justify your situation, right? So
No, but when you're arguing, you're saying we.
okay, right, okay. Let me be more specific then. So do you think that you should respect other animals?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that you can truly respect them if you're exploiting them at the same time?
Yeah, there are some circumstances where that can be possible. Yes.
Okay, which ones?
Or actually, no. Sorry, the definition of exploit. No, that doesn't make sense. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
So it's not respectful to exploit them. Okay. So based on the fact that you think that we should respect other animals and that it's not respectful to exploit them, do you feel that there's anything preventing you from being vegan and living in alignment with your morals?
No.
No? Okay. So let's say you are in the position of the victim, you're being exploited for your body parts, for what your body produces. How fast would you want your injustice to end?
Instantly.
Instantly. Okay. So how many more animals should be exploited on your behalf from now on, do you think? How many should be?
Well, 0. But that doesn't
Zero.
mean I can't eat meat.
Well, if you're saying the number of animals being exploited for you from now should be 0, then that means going vegan, because being vegan would be rejecting their exploitation, right? So you're saying I should be vegan, but I'm not necessarily going to be vegan, right?
Oh, so your definition of veganism is absolutely eating 0 meat at any time and point.
So veganism is the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals.
Yeah,
So,
that doesn't mean not eating meat.
Yeah. So you would, as a consequence, you would avoid consuming the flesh of animals because otherwise you're creating a demand for them to be exploited for you.
So okay, so I don't like in the industrial meat production and all that. That's very weird and whatever. I don't agree with that. But there's many ways to eat meat without abusing animals.
No, I'm talking about exploiting them. You said that it's not respectful to exploit them and they deserve respect. Right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying how many animals should be exploited for you. You said 0, right? So that would mean
0.
being
Can I-
vegan from now. So
So
vegan from now?
So Fendi, how exactly can you unalive an animal and it would be fair to do so, an innocent animal that did nothing wrong to you, and it would be fair to do so if you don't need to do it?
So, do you know how a deer naturally unalives? Like
Fendi,
naturally.
what was my question, Fendi? Can you please repeat it?
How it's possible for me to eat meat without exploiting an animal?
No, no, no. My question was, how is it possible for you to unalive an animal and make it fair when there is no need for you to do so?
Yeah, okay, I can answer this. The natural way a animal dies in the woods is very
How is
gruesome.
that fair, Fendi? How is it fair for you to
I'm trying to
unalive an
explain it
animal
to you,
when
man.
there's no need for it?
Because the animal wins in the end on it. I
Fendi,
win and the
do you
animals win.
understand the question? For example, let me make it clear for you. So if I choose to
Yeah.
go to a dog that is doesn't belong to anybody, they're just a
Mm-hmm.
dog on the street, and I choose to unalive them,
Yeah.
is it fair for me to do so because I want to get something out of their body?
No, but you give us you give the worst example. You said a dog. That will
Yeah.
The reason I said a deer is because a wolf will naturally torture it to
Yeah,
its
there's
end.
several animals that would eat a dog also. For example, a bear might eat a dog also. It doesn't really matter, does it? Fendi, it doesn't
The
matter
diff
because the
the diff
question remains, in a situation where there is no necessity, how can it ever be fair to unalive an animal?
Because the difference between a dog and a deer is that the likelihood that a dog will die of a wolf and in a
Fendi, in a
gruesome way.
situation where there is no need to unalive an animal, there is no need for you to do so. When there is no need for it, how can it be fair towards the animal for you to choose to take their existence away?
Because I'm saving them from a gruesome
No, no.
unaliving.
Oh, Fendi, you're an animal that wouldn't be part of any form of gruesome dying.
Yeah, it wouldn't be okay then. Like your
It
example
wouldn't
with the
be
dog.
okay. Do you think that right now, when you're choosing to buy, for example, a dairy product, when you're choosing to buy,
Yeah,
for
that's wrong.
example,
That's
meat,
wrong.
so it is wrong when you buy animal products.
Yeah, that's wrong. Totally
So
wrong.
then I'm assuming that you're never going to buy animal products again.
Yeah, that's not what I'm trying to talk about with you.
No, you're
What
just trying to say that you're going to be hunting an animal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm trying
yeah,
to
but
give you
that's
an
still
example.
exploitation, is it not?
I know because I'm trying to explain to you why it's not exploitation.
Is it not unfair for you to choose to unalive an animal when there
No.
is no necessity for it?
Well, it's in its interest. It's in the animal's
No,
best
no, no,
interest.
Fendi. Fendi, you claiming that you're doing it in their interest is delusional because you're making this claim as if every single animal that is not a predator will be unalived at the hands of a predator.
I
That is
never said every
factually
single.
false. Okay, so then if this animal, how will you know if this animal will be unalived at the hands of a predator?
We can see how old they are, and the older they are, the closer they are getting to the end, and they all die naturally of this gruesome death.
Fendi, you live in the UK?
No,
Where do you live?
I live in another European country.
Which European country?
I live in Sweden.
In Sweden. Okay. And how many predators are there in Sweden?
There are plenty.
There are plenty predators. And what
We
you're
have many
doing right
wolves.
now is you're protecting the animals, but instead, let's do a simple logic, Fendi.
Hmm.
Because if you claim that there are a lot of predators, these predators will have to eat. But by you choosing to unalive an animal, what this predator will do is they will unalive another animal. So what you're essentially saying is I could go to a supermarket, like if you really cared about about this whole environment thing, or what do you want to call it, about this animal, you would unalive them, but you wouldn't consume them yourself. You would unalive them and let the predators eat them, wouldn't you? Because this way you would guarantee that no other animal would be unalived but by a predator. But what you're
Yeah.
saying right now is that no, you unalive them and you consume them yourself. So you indeed are demanding that more animals get unalived unfairly.
No, because many times we give the meat to the wolves.
So you unalive animals to feed to the predators?
Yeah, we don't give all the meat, but sometimes we give. And also, I want.
Sometimes we give some. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what? Like, this whole thing. Like, this isn't about an ego thing about somebody being right or wrong. We're talking about unaliving innocent animals. We're discussing the existence of sentient beings, for crying out loud. Imagine if there were beings who are deciding your existence right now, and they could easily unalive you. Would you really want them to say, "Yeah, but if I don't allow," like, your life matters to you, their life matters to them. Stop seeing them
Mhm.
as objects you can just unalive.
Well, what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is it doesn't matter what anyone's intentions is if the consequence is good for both parties. And
Well, it's
also,
not
But
please,
good, is it?
how is the consequence good for them when they're losing their life? Like, you can't just say, I'm doing them a favor by becoming their predator instead of someone else becoming their predator, right? Because either way, they don't want that to happen to them. Imagine like applying this same logic in a human context, right? Like going into, I don't know, a place where there's severe like poverty, and you just go and unalive all the humans there because oh they're dying really horrible deaths and they're starving and all of that. Do you think that that would be justified? Because it's the same logic, Fendi.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I understand totally. That's a very
You
good
think
point.
okay, so do you
And
think it would or wouldn't be justified?
to to the humans, no, absolutely not.
Okay, right, okay,
Yeah.
so it's
So so
it's the same logic.
yeah. So can I please just make a point here? I just really want to ask this
Sure.
question. So
Yeah.
the predators in my country are a big problem because they're killing, unaliving these animals very gruesomely, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we all want to help. We all value animals here. We all want
Mm-hmm.
them to have a good life, whatever, just as we value humans, right? So, would it be in your interest to slowly eradicate wolves?
um Yeah, but I wouldn't do that by unaliving them. Like, we could use contraception, we could
Really?
protect prey animals by like segregating them away from predators to make them safe. But yeah, this is kind of a debate that's going beyond veganism. And I'm not sure, Fendi, that you only consume the animals that you pew yourself. So are you saying that you don't consume dairy, you don't consume eggs, you don't buy animal flesh from the supermarket?
Are you asking me if I do?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I do.
Yeah, because your whole argument is saying like, oh, I'm doing it for the animals' benefit. Well, what benefit is that to the animals? Because you're creating a demand for an animal to be bred into existence, to be then exploited and unalived. It's just, to be honest, it's just very disingenuous because you're kind of picking that narrative and running with that when that's not even the situation that you're in.
Yeah, well, I'm just testing
Well, I don't
your
want.
stance.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the conversation, but I'm here for honest conversations, not to be, yeah, I don't know, put in the hot seat and tested. Yeah, I just want honest conversations with people. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna move on. But I
Oh
appreciate you being
no,
up
don't.
here, Fendi. Right, Kevin. Hey, Kevin, are you over 18? Kevin? Yeah, I can't hear you at all, Kevin. I'm not sure if anyone else can. Or if your mic's off.
No.
No, okay. So I'll drop you. Feel free to request backup and we can try again if there's a problem with your sound. Louis. Hey Louis, are you over 18?
Over 18.
Perfect. So first of all, what's your understanding of veganism, Louis? What do you think it means to be vegan?
Not to exploit animals. That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah, so it's an ethical principle So it comes from not viewing them as like a resource or as a commodity or as our property. It's about respecting them as individuals. What's your understanding of exploitation?
Don't really know. I wasn't on when I think someone said you explained it. I wasn't on when you
That's okay.
explained it. So could you explain it, please?
Sure. So by exploiting them, I mean using them in a way that goes against their interests for our own selfish purposes. So, do you think that we should respect other animals, Louis?
Well, it depends really,
On what?
because when you think about it, if all animals, like you think, animals are going to roam free. If that's what you want, animals to roam free and that.
No.
With that, no. Let me speak. They're going to get disease
But that's not
and all
what.
of that. Animals
Why
need
would
killing to
Louis?
stop diseases
Why
and
would
that, don't
why
they?
would I let you speak when you're running with this? No. Like
No.
if you're
you just.
it's my life, and if you want to run with this narrative, like yeah, that's not what I'm advocating for. So why would I let you go on a whole spiel about, oh, but if you let all animals roam? That's not what I'm advocating for. So there's no point in going down that narrative.
That was funny.
Yeah, and yeah, demanding, no, let me speak. No, it's my life. I'm not interested in you going down that narrative, because it's that it's a logical fallacy. What's it? I'm not sure if either of you know what it is. It's like an appeal to. It's like a false dichotomy. Like you're assuming an outcome that wouldn't even happen anyway. So.
Like he just a false dichotomy is when there's he's presupposing that there's only two outcomes. Well,
Okay.
if we don't farm the animals, like one example is if we don't farm the animals, they will die in nature by the hands of predators, right? Like that's a false dichotomy. You're assuming that there's only these two options. No, there aren't. If we don't farm them, they won't be brought into existence. They could be in a sanctuary. They could be in the wild, and there would be no predators. Like there are several other solutions.
Yeah, I'm sure there's another name for the logical fallacy that he was committing, but I can't remember what it is. It's like, yeah, I can't remember. But I suppose it
I didn't
is
really
like,
catch what he was saying. What was he
well,
saying?
he was trying to say like, oh, if you let all the animals roam free, and I said that's not what we're advocating for. That's not what would happen. And then he was like, no, let me speak, and I was like, well, I'm not going to let you talk about something that's not going to happen anyway. Like, just stop that narrative.
It just sounds like a red herring. Yeah, like he just
Right, okay.
derailed it from something else.
Yeah, perhaps. But yeah, maybe you could say it was like a straw man also.
But it was a straw man. Yeah, that's true. It was a straw man. Yeah.
Yeah. Without animals being controlled. Yeah, so Louis, the animals only exist because we breed them into existence. So yeah, if we didn't breed them into existence, they wouldn't exist. So they wouldn't overpopulate. They wouldn't need controlling. So yeah, we need to be able to like respect and understand each other. And I'm gonna interrupt if you're going off on a narrative that's incorrect. ABZ clipping. Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm over 18.
Perfect. Can I call you ABZ?
Yeah, you can. But like, can I ask you a question? Do you believe in God?
No.
But like,
So
when God lets you, in my religion, when God lets you kill an animal, he tells you kill it peacefully when saying God's name, so he will let you like.
yeah, sorry.
So then the animal will be calm.
Yeah, just earn a live, because obviously we're on TikTok, so I don't want the live to get banned. Okay, look, we can revisit that. I just want to ask a couple of questions before. So first of all, what's your understanding of veganism, ABZ?
It's like when you don't exploit animals.
Yeah, basically. think people are listening. So yeah, it's about viewing them as an individual rather than as a commodity or as our property or as being here to serve us. So do you think that we should respect other animals?
Yeah, you should respect them because they all have feelings like every other
Yeah.
one of us.
Okay. And do you think that it's truly possible to respect them if we are exploiting them? So if you can respect them and exploit them at the same time, and by exploit, I mean use them in a way that goes against their interests for your selfish purposes.
Yeah, because like they're made for us to eat.
Okay.
Like it says in the Bible and it says in other religious books, if you treat them nice and if you say God's word when let's say no, I'm not gonna say it, but you know what? When you say God's word when you do it, then it'll be calm and it like that's why God made them for
Okay.
them to be our food.
So ABZ, let's say in my religion, my God says that you're here for me. You're here as my servant, and I can use your body how I want. And as long as I take your life in a respectful way and say God's word before I do that, would that be respectful towards you if I determine that you're here for me because of my religion?
It depends if you're calm. If you're not calm with it, then they don't do it.
Sorry, it depends if you're
Because when
calm.
yeah, because when you say God's name to an
Yeah.
animal, you should realize
Yeah.
that
So
they get calmer and they realize that it's their time to go.
yeah. So yeah. So I can do it. I can do it when you're asleep. So you'll be completely calm. Would that be respectful towards you?
No one needs to be
My,
awake.
okay. So you need to be awake. So I can do it when you're not looking. Is that respectful towards you?
Nah, that's not respectful.
Okay. So why is it respectful to do that to other animals?
Because the
For you to
animal
do that
knows
to
that
them?
it's their purpose. The animal knows that it's their purpose for it to happen.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think they do though. ABZ. I think that that's a load of crap because have you seen slaughter footage?
I've seen normal slaughter footage that doesn't happen with God name, but I've seen slaughter footage that has happened with God named, and I realized there's a very big difference. I think if you watch slaughter footage with God's name, it'll be a very big difference.
Yeah, so yeah, I've seen all forms of slaughter footage, and in every situation, the animals they have an instinct to survive, right? So you're religious, right? Is your God compassionate and benevolent?
Yeah.
Okay, so why would a compassionate, benevolent God give animals the ability to suffer, to feel pain, to value their lives, to love their families, to have an interest in continue living, to experience good feelings, to seek comfort and safety, and to avoid harm, to avoid danger? Why would he give them all of those abilities if he wanted us to unalive them and deny them of all the nice experiences that they seek? Does that sound like the actions of somebody who's kind and compassionate?
Because it's like with us, when someone does it, they know that after they're going to go to heaven or hell.
No.
With animals, they're going to heaven.
Prove it.
Yeah. How can I prove it?
ABZ, do you
Read the
actually
book.
believe all of this? Do you actually believe all of this?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're Muslim. Is that true?
Yeah.
Do you can I ask you some things? Like, for example, do you think that where does sperm come from?
Sperm. The
Yeah.
human body.
Yeah, but where in the human body?
I don't know the human body.
You don't know where sperm comes from?
From the
ABZ,
human body.
are you sure
How
you're
old are
over
you,
18?
ABZ?
Oh, he's gone.
He dropped off.
Yeah, this.
So for everyone asking why did I ask that is because in the Quran it says that sperm comes between the backbone and the ribs, which is not true. So, yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like all of this like narrative, like oh they want to be unalived and they understand. Like imagine saying that in a different context, like if he was the victim or in a human context, it just sounds insane. Like of course they don't want to be unalived. They value their lives. They're terrified. They try and escape. They're prey animals for goodness sake. Like yeah, it's just I don't want to. Yeah, it's just
Even
ridiculous.
even when you see the videos, you see them not wanting to be unalived. And in fact, the
Mm,
only thing about halal slaughter is that because indeed that they have this saying that the animal has to be calm, but they don't make the animal calm.
no.
Instead, what they do is they immobilize the animal in a way that the animal, like that you cannot see any signs of whether the animal is panicking or not. For example,
Mm-hmm.
for a cow, they they I think they use this machine, right? I think you've seen it, where they hook them, but every single leg is tied so that they cannot move their legs, and then this machine is like a metal thing, like kind of like a uh, guillotine that holds them in place so that they cannot uh, also they hold their head up so they cannot move their head, so they essentially immobilize every single part that they can move, and then they assume, well, the animal is not fighting back. Well, they're not fighting back because they cannot.
Yeah. Like why not do
Yeah,
it
it's
why not do it in like an open space where the animal can actually escape and then if they don't run away and they just lay there and they say, go on then, like then you can say like, oh they're calm and they're submitting, but they wouldn't. They would run away, they would try and escape. I mean, and also another thing that I don't understand is they say, oh, but we hide the I can't say the word of I don't think I can
yeah,
say it
the
here, but
shark.
like yeah, like we hide it. Well, if they want to be unalive, why would you have to hide it from them? So they're not scared. Yeah, because they don't want to be unalived. Like, yeah, maybe another thing as well. Like, it depends where you live, I guess. But in the UK, like, if you're consuming dairy, if you're consuming eggs, those animals are exploited. They're raped. They have their babies taken away. They're bred into bodies where they're selectively bred, where they suffer throughout their entire existence because their bodies are unnatural, and yeah, they're basically born into like um, these uh, bodies that are so like different to how they would be in nature. Like they produce more milk than what's natural, they grow quicker than what's natural, so their whole life is suffering, and then they get taken to the slaughterhouse and they get unalived in a non-halal way, and then you're consuming the dairy, you're consuming the eggs, and yeah, it's not halal. So
Well, in
yeah.
the UK, they have to stun all the animals anyway. So the halal method in the UK, like
Yeah.
it's by law that they have to stun them. And as far as I understand, they said that some holy person did an exception or something. So it just feels like motivated reasoning at this point. So it's not actually the method that you think it is. Nothing you were told about this whole method is true, but yet you choose to believe it because you want to do it. Just call it for what it is.
Yeah, it's true. Motivated reasoning. Right, next up we have George Smith. Hey George, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Perfect. So what's your understanding of veganism, first of all? What do you think it means to be vegan?
In what context? Like,
Well, just what does it mean to be vegan?
what I
What are the
think veganism is.
Yeah.
So, so not eating meat and taking advantage of animals, like eating dairy. You can't eat dairy, can't eat eggs, for example,
Yeah,
and
so
mainly
I'll
living off a plant-based diet.
yeah, so I would say that that's a consequence of being vegan. But the actual definition is it's the ethical principle that humans
Yeah,
should live
I've
without
heard. I've been
exploiting
in a
other
live for
animals.
about an hour.
Okay. Well, yeah, but you didn't say that, so maybe I need to say it again. So yeah. Do you think we should respect other animals?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And do you think that we can truly respect them if we're exploiting them, like for their flesh, eggs, breast milk, or for any other purpose?
Yeah, because so I'm a farmer myself, as well as probably a few other people in the live as well, and I'm a pig and
What
cattle
kind of
farmer in the UK.
pig and cow
Pigs and
farmer?
beef.
Oh,
Yeah,
pig and cows. Okay. And
yeah.
you farm them for their flesh.
Farm them for meat. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, carry on.
So
I just
I'm
wanted to
not a
clarify.
big holding. We're only got small numbers. We're not massive.
How many
Okay.
animals?
We got about 200 piglets on the floor at the minute.
200, and that's a
200.
small farm?
Yeah.
Wait, you said
And
Bro,
then we've
piglets.
got
You said just
piglets. Yeah,
piglets. So
200. Just piglets
so
alone. We've got
so
39 sows in total.
39 sows and 200 piglets. So
So each pig on
like
average will give birth to between 12 and anywhere between 10 and 25 piglets on average.
okay. Right, okay. So you said that we should respect other animals, but you think that we can exploit them
Yeah,
respectfully.
I love every single one of the animal on my farm. I absolutely
I
adore
mean,
them
yeah,
all.
you can say
Like,
that,
I'd
but
quite
I
happily
mean, do
go and
you
sit in with the sows and scratch them. I'd happily stand in the cow shed and scratch the back.
yeah. But do you think that they feel loved and adored when you're taking away their babies, you're
Yeah,
taking them to a
100%.
slaughterhouse?
They're given the best life they can possibly live. You know, they're constantly every day knee deep in straw, clean sheds. They're well fed on the best diet they can possibly receive.
do you use
George,
farrowing crates, George?
No, no, we
Okay.
don't. I'm
You said
I'm
so
against that.
you
I
said
so
think I think that's
39,000.
wrong.
Sorry, you said 39,000.
No, 39.
39 sows.
Oh.
39 sows, 200 piglets. So what happens to the piglets on your farm, George?
So they're raised and bred. So we have so we'll sorry. So we'll so the start of their life, they're obviously born, and then they'll be raised and bred in well, not meat production as such, but they'll be raised for the purpose of meat production. But they're constantly knee deep in straw every day on at the
Okay,
farm,
no. What happens?
18
So
hours a day, making sure they're all
when
healthy
do
and
you
all
send them to
fine.
a slaughterhouse? When do you send them off to be slaughtered?
Well, we only send them to so we all do it off weight and how much they weigh.
Yeah, what age is
What is
that
the
roughly?
average age? That, yeah,
Age, I could not tell you off the top of my head.
I'm sure you know, George. Come on, be honest. If you've been doing this for a while, I'm sure you know what age to expect to unalive them. Come on,
I genuinely don't.
then you must not
It's
be a very good farmer.
it's all off weight.
Do you know what carbonic acid is, George?
Pardon, sorry.
Do you know what carbonic acid is?
Roughly.
Can you explain?
I know what it is. I can't explain it.
So
Wait,
do you know what that's as a consequence of? Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
I was just going to say I'm interested in because obviously he doesn't know how old they are when they've reached slaughter weight roughly. So I mean, do you know what happens through the slaughter process, like how they get slaughtered?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question,
tell
George?
us?
Do you know what boar taint? Do you,
Do I know
I'm
what
curious.
is?
Do you know what boar taint is, George?
Boar what? Oh, boar taint.
Boar.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
Can you explain to everyone what boar taint is and how you avoid it?
Boar taint.
Yeah.
So it's like a boar will have a distinctive smell compared to a sow, and then so boar is a male pig, just for those that maybe don't know. So
Yeah.
a boar taint is the smell, and that smell can then taint the meat taste.
And what do you do so that they don't taint the meat taste?
We'll hog them.
What does that mean?
Hog them, castrate them.
Okay, so you'll cut off their balls. At what age do you cut off their balls?
I think it's about 10 weeks. I think.
Okay, so how
So
can you
I
care
don't
about
really.
your
I'm not.
animals
I don't.
if
I
you
don't.
choose?
I don't do that job.
So how can you care about? You claim you care about them when you choose to cut off their balls at 10 weeks old. And I know for a fact that you don't do it with anesthesia because I've seen it myself.
We do. We do on our farm. We do.
Okay, but how can you claim that you care about them when you cut off their balls for your interest?
It's also for their interest as well because
Oh no.
you can get incest that occurs as well.
Wait, how is it for their interest if you do it because of boar taint? You literally said that that's why you do it.
Because of incest as well. We don't want them breeding with their brothers and sisters as well.
It just sounds like you're disingenuous, George. Come on. Like everything we ask you over here, we're just trying to explain to you that you should consider the perspective of the animals. Literally, that's why we're sitting here. Can you for a second consider the perspective of the animals? Can you truly say you care about somebody if you choose to cut their balls off and then send them to a gas chamber?
A gas chamber?
Yeah, this is what I wanted
so I'm sending animals to a gas chamber.
to get at, George. So, are you based in the UK?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, so how are the animals slaughtered when you take them to the slaughterhouse at 6 months old, which is the average age that pigs
with a bolt gun.
They reach slaughter weight. So okay, so
with a bolt gun.
You think they're bolt gunned?
Well, the bolt gun gets used, so it's a stun. Basically.
Okay, so you think that pigs are bolt gunned, then what?
It's a stun, so they're stunned.
And then, after they're stunned?
After they're stunned, I'd say I'm not a slaughterman. I couldn't possibly tell you the whole process.
Okay, so yeah, you're claiming that you respect animals and you don't even know the process that they're going through when you take them to a slaughterhouse. Do you know that?
Well, I do respect animals.
So in the UK,
as I said, I love every single one of them.
Do you think that they feel loved
Jesus.
when you send them into a gas chamber? 85% of pigs in the UK, George, are gassed to death. Did you know that?
A gas chamber?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
You know what? It's just shocking to me that
they are
vegans
not
know
gassed.
more about the processes
not
than
gassed.
actual farmers.
Yeah, I think it's almost 90% now, Jem. I think Earthling Edda just mentioned it.
Yeah.
But George, how do you know they're not gassed? Because a lot of the times, even the slaughterhouse workers do not know that they're being gassed.
Because
I've
been round the slaughterhouse as a part of a young farmers
George,
group I'm a part of. I've been round that slaughterhouse and I have seen.
But George, even slaughterhouse workers don't know. I just told you, no matter how much you were around them, if slaughterhouse workers don't know, how would you know?
Yeah, farmers don't go inside. They just drop them off at the door, maybe push them up the chute. That's about it. They don't go inside.
No, they get put into holding pens.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Can I ask a question?
Well, I just want to ask George, which part of this, breeding animals into existence, mutilating them, raising them, forcibly impregnating them, taking their babies, and then taking them to the slaughterhouse at 6 months old.
We don't use artificial insemination as is all natural process.
Well, you're either way, you're forcing them to be pregnant so that you can make a profit off their bodies.
We're not. So we'll write down dates. So we've got a whole process for how we do it. So we've got
Wait, George. But how do you decide? How do you decide which male keeps their balls, George?
How do we decide?
Yeah, because you say it's natural, but it sounds like it's very much artificial, because you cut off the balls of some of them.
But we buy balls in. We don't use our own.
For the intention of impregnating the females.
As in, our own. Can I just add our own? As in, we don't use our own bred balls. Sorry, we buy them in from another farm.
Can you even admit that it would not, like, imagine if everything you did, George, you would do it to a dog. If somebody did everything you do to pigs, they would do it to a dog. And then they said that they love dogs. Would you say that they love dogs, truly?
But people still castrate dogs.
No, I'm not saying castrate them. I'm saying the whole process. When people castrate dogs, they do it for the interest of the dogs. When you castrate your pigs, you do it because of boar taint. And then what do? You send them to slaughter. You don't care. And I'll tell you at what age you send them to slaughter in case you don't know. They barely reach a year. They barely reach a year. So George, they don't get to live even a little bit of their small life, which you say, but I give them a good small life. How can
You
you
do.
claim you care
I'd
about those?
happily show you around my farm.
Sure, but George,
Without
I'm
a
pretty
shadow of a
sure,
doubt, I'd happily
George,
show you around.
I'm 100% sure that you actually think you care about them. I'm pretty convinced of that by this conversation. But take a step back and I ask you yet again, if anybody did this to a dog or to humans,
But
would you generally say
how could
that
I
they
not
care
take
about
care of that
humans or
animal
animals?
and not like it at all? How could I not take care of it?
George, if anybody did the same thing you do to pigs, they did it to dogs. Would you say that they care about dogs if they send them to slaughter? If they don't give them names, because you have 200 of them, you don't give them names, you give them numbers. You put them numbers in their ears, and then you send them to slaughter. How can you literally say you care about them if you treat them like objects, nothing more than meat machines?
We
You
don't
care
treat them
about
like
them,
meat machines,
you,
though.
you care about them, George, you care about them like how I care about my laptop. I literally like my laptop a lot. It's a great laptop. I make sure it has it doesn't have any dust. I make sure there is no bloatware on it. I take care of my laptop. But it's a machine at the end of the day, and it has a purpose for
You're
me.
basically saying I
You're
treat all
treating
my
the pig.
animals like a machine.
You do, because at
Right.
absolutely no point in time you're concerned about their interest. Please tell me, when exactly does a pig want to be unalive or have their balls cut?
Well, none. But then again,
Oh, none of them. So why do
you
you
being
think? Why
vegan
do
is
you
your
think?
opinion, and
No,
me
no,
wanting to
George,
eat meat is
George,
my
George,
opinion. It's all that
George,
is all based on opinions.
George. It sounds like you already, we caught you in the position, and now you're moving on to the generality of you being vegan, me being vegan. Can
I
you
think
please
you've caught
explain to
everyone
me?
out in this
Can you
trap,
please
though. I'm not going to
explain to
lie. I've been
me?
sat here for 1.5 hours.
Sure, George. Can you please explain to me again? How can you claim you care about these animals as nothing more other than an object, when you indeed treat them like objects?
Can I ask you a question on a
No,
serious
not
note? Can I
until
ask
you
you a
answer.
question?
Not until you answer my question. No.
And your question was, how can I castrate animals if I don't care about them?
No. Not castrate them. How can you claim you care about animals when you are just interested in what their body gives and not at all interested in what they want? Because what they want is to not be unalived and treated like a meat object. Yet you treat them like a meat object. You buy some of them to impregnate us other of them. When they have babies, you take their babies and you unalive them when they reach the proper weight. At what point in time can you say you care about any of the individuals? You don't know anything about their personalities. You don't know anything about who they are. You just know that their body was big enough. They're a meat making machine, and you care about them as much as you care about any.
So you're saying I don't care about them at all, then?
No, you only care about them like how I care about my laptop. I just explained it to you. They're a machine to you. They're a meat making machine. You don't care about the individual.
There's so much more than that.
George, the thing is, like, you talked about petting them, you talked about doing this. This maybe makes you feel good in the moment, but at the end of the day, more than likely, they're sent into a gas chamber, which is a horrific experience for them. Now, if you actually do care about them, why don't you think, well, why don't I just move away from this? Maybe I can stop farming them. Maybe I can move away from using them this way if you care so much about them.
Because I've done this my whole life.
Yeah, I used to work in agriculture my whole life as well. In fact, I worked in slaughterhouses, but I changed.
So, what about them do you care about, George? I'm just curious. So, what about them specifically do you care about?
How do you mean? Can you elaborate on that?
Like, do you care about their their interests?
Interest in what sense?
Like, do you care about what they want as individuals? Their
Yeah,
own interests?
definitely.
Okay, and do you think that it's in their interest to be raised to be slaughtered at 6 months old?
Well, no, but we need to
Okay,
meet the
so you
demands that
so you
we
don't
need to
care
meet
about
the
their
demands
interests
that
then?
the country needs. Like,
Okay, so do you eat pigs?
yeah, I eat pork.
So
Yeah.
you're creating that demand then. You can't say, oh yeah, but I only do it to supply
So
the
one
demand. That's what
person is creating a demand. So you're basically saying one person is creating a demand for a whole
I'm
country.
saying that you're part of the problem.
Oh right, okay.
Because every person who's creating a demand for it is
George, do you eat
causing
your own
that issue.
pigs?
Pardon?
It's very interesting that what Jeb just asked you. Do you eat your own pigs, George?
Yeah.
Wow.
How can you claim you care about them when you don't need to do this to them? Like, even if you said it as a job, you could at least make an argument for that. It wouldn't be a good argument, but it would at least be an argument. But you yourself don't need to consume it. So how can you even claim you care about them when you choose to unalive them for a trivial thing?
Because I know that that animal has had the best life it can possibly retrieve from being knee deep in straw from the moment it's born to the moment it goes,
So, like,
to the moment it's
6
taken.
months later, that's a
they're
real life?
constantly on clean. They're constantly on clean straw.
How is 6
every
months a
single day.
life,
Pardon?
George? How is 6 months a life when they could have lived much longer than that? And you don't have to eat them. And in fact, you probably know it's
But
actually
that's
not
my
that
choice
healthy
whether I want
to eat them.
That's my
It is your
decision.
choice. Yeah, it is your choice.
Exactly.
So you're petting the people that you claim to care about, and then you're eating their bodies. Think about that, George.
If I was eating people, that'd be cannibalism.
What's the difference here? It's individuals that you care about, right?
Yeah.
So think about it, George, for a second.
Did Jeffrey Dahmer care about his victims as well? Because he treated them really well.
Did who?
Never mind. Okay.
Wait, George, do you have a dog also?
Yes, I do.
Do you care about your dog?
Yes, very much so.
Do you unalive your dog to eat them?
Why would I want to do that?
For the same reason you want to do it to the pigs, because you care about them.
Why would I want to eat a dog?
Is that not
because
what
they're yeah, you care about them and they offer nutrition and you give them a good life. Therefore, for the same reason, you should be okay to unalive them and eat them.
So it'd be okay to unalive my dog just for my own personal benefit. Is basically what you're saying.
Well, according to
no,
you,
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying if you follow your own logic.
So it's not okay. So it's not okay for me to unalive my dog for my own personal benefit.
So, from my perspective, from my own moral value, it's not okay to unalive any animal for your benefit.
That's
but
your
you seem to
moral value,
say,
though, not
yeah.
mine.
But if I take your moral value, where I ask you why is it justified for you to unalive a pig, you're saying that the reason why it's justified for you to unalive a pig is because you care about them, you give them a good life, therefore it's justified for you to unalive them. You care about your dog, you give them a good life, therefore it's justified for you to unalive them, correct?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, so it's justified for you to unalive your dog?
Can I ask you a question?
Can you finish, please answer my question?
No.
No? Okay, then you cannot answer my question. Simple as that.
Well, that's blackmail then.
It's not blackmail, it's a conversation, bro. Like, if you want to have a conversation, you're going to have to answer questions.
Conversations, but if we're having a conversation,
Here, George,
I've got to counter the argument as well.
Let's do this, George. I'll answer your question if you answer mine afterwards. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, what is your question?
So, have you ever been in a cattle shed at 2:30 in the morning? It's 1 degree and you're giving birth to a cow.
Yes.
It hasn't taken its first breath yet.
I actually have been in that position, yes. Maybe not 1 in the morning, I think it was 12.
You're trying to give it CPR to try and get it literally to breathe, and it hasn't.
Why would you do that, George? Why would you do that? Because you need to make money off of them, right?
No.
No? So then why would you care?
I'm not thinking about what's going to end up on my plate later down the line.
Oh, in that instance, you don't care. But later down the line, when they have a life, when they want to live, when they have a subjective experience of life, you don't really care about them anymore.
So you're basically saying I farm my animals because I don't care about them, and all I want is their benefit and what they're going to
You
give
do
to
it
me.
for, do you not do it for profit, George?
No.
You don't farm for profit? Why do you farm then?
Have you watched Clarkson's Farm?
George, why do you farm animals?
Because it's my livelihood.
So you do it for profit, for money.
Do you know how much profit a farmer gets in a year compared to a loss?
So you get very little profit.
We get barely any profit.
Oh, okay. But you do it for money, do you not?
Have you ever watched Clarkson's Farm?
George, do you do it for money or not?
Well, everyone needs money to live.
Yeah, but you can make money in other ways, and either way, you can get nutrition in other ways. So not only
Yeah,
that
I'm not saying you can't. I eat fruit and veg as well.
Not only that you farm and unalive animals for money, you farm and unalive animals also for your trivial wants. So you do all this, and then you at the same time have the gut or the audacity to say that you care about your animals. Imagine if I said that. Well,
the audacity.
It is, yeah, George, because you laugh because it is normalized to do so. You laugh because this is
so you're
something
saying I
that
don't
has been
care
very much normalized.
whatsoever about my animals.
Not as the individuals that they are. Can you tell me something about their personalities, George?
They're all red.
Oh, yeah, you know absolutely nothing about them as individuals. Can you tell me something about the personality of your dog?
The personality of my dog.
Yeah, I'm sure you've acknowledged that they have a personality, right?
He's as mad as a box of frogs.
He just what?
He's as mad as a box of frogs.
Have you noticed that he's different than other dogs?
But every dog's different. Not one dog's the same.
Okay, so
like
you have knowledge
every
that
human is different in their own way.
So you have knowledge that they are different from other dogs.
Yeah, it's like every cow is different.
Okay,
every pig is different. Okay. Every sheep is different. Every goat is different.
Perfect. But the difference is that when you care about your dog, you acknowledge their personality. You not just notice it, you know about
the
them.
cows and the sheep.
Does your dog have an... No, when I asked you to tell me something about their personalities, you said they're red.
I do know a lot more about that. I do know a lot more.
Yeah, go on.
Ask me about their personality of the animal.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know so much more, yet you're having trouble saying even one single thing.
Sorry, but my Wi-Fi is not very good. What did you say?
Yeah, I'm sure. Listen, George, you just sound like disingenuous. I understand. Do you know what motivated reasoning is, George?
What?
Motivated reasoning.
No.
So motivated reasoning is when you want to reach a certain conclusion, and in order to reach that conclusion, you will try to find justifications to reach that conclusion. For example, not only that you exploit animals for money, you do it also for your own trivial pleasure. So in order to reach the conclusion that what you're doing is okay, because none of us want to go to bed thinking that what we're doing is wrong, instead of you challenging your preconceived notions that what you're doing may not be okay, instead you start on the premise that what you're doing is okay, and you try to find justifications for it, instead of actually trying to question whether what you're doing is okay or not. That's motivated reasoning.
Do you think I go to bed at night not knowing that I don't care about my animals, basically, is what you're saying?
No, I'm pretty sure that you think you care about them, but I'm pretty sure that deep down, you know that you actually don't because you unalive them. I'm pretty sure that you know that your care is limited because you want to make some money, and you think that that is the only way for you to make money. But deep down, you know that you could make money in other ways. You're just too scared to do anything about it, and you're just too used to doing what you've always done. And you don't actually want to consider the fact that these are individuals who don't want to be unalived, who don't want to have their balls cut off, also that you can make a little buck, also that you can taste their flesh in your mouth. I genuinely think that you actually think you care. But I also think that deep down, somewhere deep down, maybe very deep down there, you know that you don't.
Yeah.
How can I not? How can I not be a farmer and not care?
Do you think that they?
Can you answer me that? How do you think I could be a farmer?
Because you care about what they provide to you, George. You care about the money that you make from them. You care about the livelihood that they provide for you, but you don't care about their interests because, like we've already said, they have an interest to continue existing, right? You don't care about that interest because you send them to a slaughterhouse, which means you're putting your own, I don't know, you're putting your own, like, finances or whatever above their lives, above their interests. So whatever, however way you put it, right, always when it comes to farming, the animals' interests are always below your profit margin, right?
No, rubbish.
Well, why do you do that?
Every morning,
why do you do it then?
they get fed before I have breakfast. Every morning, they get fed before me.
Do you think
before
that
I feed myself.
Do you think that they feel cared about when you drop them off at a slaughterhouse? When they're in the gas chamber? Do you think they feel cared about then?
Oh dear.
Screaming for their lives.
Screaming for their life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you seen gas chamber footage, George?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen stunned footage? You claim they're stunned. I have seen both gas chamber and stunning footage of pigs. They scream in all of them.
Yeah,
well, they're not in the ones I've seen.
Pigs are very vocal. Have you seen?
They are. Tell me about it.
Have you seen Pignorant, George?
Seen what?
Pignorant. It's a documentary.
I have not.
It shows you what happens in slaughterhouses with pigs.
In every single one. In every single one in the country, or just a handful of the big main ones.
No, it shows you the most common ways that pigs are slaughtered. So, anyway, I think we should move on because George has been here for a while. So, should we move on?
Back British farming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just say one last thing, George, is I've changed. I moved out of the industry. You can too. There's something called the Transformation Project where you can actually change as a farmer. They'll help you out if you ever consider that you actually care about animals and not just like petting them, and you actually care that they don't go into a slaughterhouse.
I'm curious what he actually means conceptually by caring, but maybe that's a more significant conversation for another time.
Yeah, well, he said he cares about their interests, and then I asked him, do you think that they have the interest to go into a slaughterhouse? And he said no. So
he doesn't care about their interests, yeah. Well, he's telling himself he cares about their interests, but the mere fact that he's telling himself that he cares about their interests doesn't actually logically entail that he does care about their interests. Yeah, that makes sense.
Correct.
So if I didn't care about them, they wouldn't be given the best life they could receive.
George, let me ask you a question. You know the kids that I raise in my back garden who I take care of and then I slash their throats. Do you think that I care about them?
You'd slash their throats?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of kids in my back garden and I raise them and I give them breakfast before I eat my breakfast, but then I just slash their throats. Do you think that I care about them?
And they have really comfy mattresses, like the best.
Yeah, I let them watch really entertaining films at night and stuff before they go to bed. And I do it for like 5 years and then I slash their throats. Do you think that denotes me caring about them?
What's the life they've received before them like? Because you could see plenty of harrowing footage of these big finishing.
Yeah, we just explained it to you. We give them comfy mattresses. We give them fun balls to play with. They play soccer and stuff in the back garden. I give them fun films to watch. But I do it for like 5 years, then I slash their throats. Like, would you say, in a sort of pragmatic sense, is it like intuitive for you to say that I care about them?
Care as in like the whole build-up of the process, or just the
just generally. Would you
process?
say, if I made the proposition, George, I care about these children, do you think that would be an accurate reflection of reality?
Oh, I thought you were talking about goat kids. Sorry.
No, like children. Like, do you think that would be an accurate reflection of reality or no?
Well, then you'd be a murderer.
Okay, so it wouldn't be an accurate reflection of reality.
Well, if you were slashing children's throats, you'd be arrested for murder.
Okay, cool. So I'm not asking you if I would be arrested for murder. I'm asking you a very
No,
specific...
I'm telling you will be.
I'm asking, that's great, but it's entirely perpendicular to the question that I'm asking you. The question that I'm asking you is, if that were the case, and I told you that I cared about these children, do you think that that would actually be an accurate reflection of reality, or no? Or am I just kidding myself?
How can you compare that?
I think you can kick him off. He's totally
Yeah.
brain dead.
Wait, I
Okay.
want to ask one more question of George. Can I just one quick question, George? So let's imagine that you know how you say you cut their balls off, right? Let's imagine we find out that if you kick them really hard in the stomach, we just find out the scientific thing. If you kick them really hard in the stomach at a certain age, they
Well, that's just
actually
cruelty.
yeah, but their meat will taste 3 times better. So that means you could sell a lot more, a lot faster.
No,
Would you
I
kick
would
them in
never.
the stomach?
No, I would never do that because that is
Okay, so
cruel.
then,
Because that is cruel.
okay, so wait, George, why is that cruelty, but not cutting their balls off for taste?
How is it not cruelty?
Yeah,
It's
how
not
is
just
cutting their
that
balls
reason
off?
over Bortain. It's many other reasons as well.
Come on, George, come on.
This
You
is
know
why
you do it for Bortain.
you can't really have a productive conversation with animal farmers.
Yeah.
They're so brain dead and dishonest. It's actually hilarious.
Yeah, I'm done.
Well, you're talking about killing children, so I don't know if I'm brain dead or you are.
Well, if I'm speaking about something philosophically on a hypothetical basis, I don't know why that would logically entail me being brain dead. That just seems like a non sequitur. But thanks for coming up.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what to say about that one. Yeah, we'll get the next guest up. Hi, Jack. Are you over 18?
I am.
Perfect. So what's your understanding of veganism, first of all? What do you think it means to be vegan?
Just a lot of rubbish, in my opinion.
No, but what's the actual definition? Are you here for an honest conversation?
I'm here to support British farmers.
Okay. So what do you think it means to be vegan?
I don't know, to be honest with you, because all I see with vegan people is you
I can't
complain
really
about
understand
farmers.
you.
No, let me finish what I'm saying, please. All you do is
We
complain
can't
about
understand you. That's the problem.
No. I'm having trouble
all you do is
understanding what you're saying.
well, that's not my problem, really. All you do is complain about British farmers. And
It's not about you, Jack. It's about the animals. It's not about you.
Right.
It's not
No,
about me.
but
It's not about
no,
us.
listen,
It's
don't
about the
interrupt me.
animals
I'm
not
not
being
interrupting you.
exploited.
Don't interrupt me. Okay?
Yeah, we
Please.
don't have an issue with British
Please,
farmers
no.
or
Let
farmers
me
from
finish
any
what I'm-
country. We have an
Why-
issue with animal
Why
exploitation.
do you have to interrupt me? Why can you not let me finish what I'm
Because
trying
it's
to say,
my
please?
live and I want to correct you.
No, but you're not. I'm not interrupting you.
Well,
I'll
I'm
let you
going
speak
to,
if you let
Jack,
me
I'm
speak.
going to interrupt you if you're saying something that's
Why?
untrue.
You're
I'm not
not-
going to let
you're-
you. I'm not going to let you
What-
continue
but you're
talking when
not
you're
like-
saying something that's pointless and incorrect.
What am I saying pointless? You'll not let me finish what I was trying to say.
You said you're here to back British farmers. Yeah. Great.
Correct.
Well-
Which is going to get to my point of what I'm trying to say. You need
I
to
think
let
we
me.
should move on. I don't
No,
think
you're
it's
not.
I
worth this
feel like
conversation.
No,
speaking to
'cause
this person is
you
a
know,
waste of time.
you know what the
also.
problem is with you
Yeah.
kind of vegan people is you don't
I'll,
like
I'll
you
ask you
don't
one
listen
question,
to the
Jack.
truth.
What's
You
it
don't
mean to be
listen to the
vegan?
truth.
Okay, you're just here to whinge and moan, so
I'm not.
you're not here for a
Yeah,
conversation.
Jack, thanks. That was very stimulating. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, you can just whinge and moan to yourself. Next, James. Hey, are you over 18? Okay. Ha 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 ha. That's really funny. Next. Love
My name
George.
is George as well. I'm the George portion of this
Hey,
account.
okay. George, are you over 18?
Yeah, but we're gonna get a different George in here.
Are you over 18?
Yeah.
Perfect. So what's your understanding of veganism, first of all?
Well, I've been vegan for about to be 10 years next month myself.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's all about compassion, number one. I mean, and nonetheless, I mean, if we look at, you know, the, what is it? The environmental impacts that meat overall has. You know what I mean? It's insane. When you see these documentaries and they break down all the facts of really what's going on out here, that's really what got me into it. Plus, when you see all the videos and whatnot of what's going on inside these places, it's like, how can you even stomach watching that? And you don't get me wrong, I was a football player, meathead, the whole nine, bodybuilding, the whole nine, but, here we are 10 years later, still a brick shit house. But I could not condone somebody else. I could not pay somebody to go do that dirty work, especially. And what? And all I'm doing is paying for an early grave at the end of the day and just destroying the world. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I know a few people who originally they went plant-based because of environmental benefits and or health benefits, but then after going plant-based, they became then vegan. And because obviously veganism is about animal exploitation, but I think that that can be a way in because once you're plant, I think if you're consuming a plant-based diet, you know that it's possible. You're kind of more receptive to hearing the vegan message, aren't you? Well, from what I've seen anyway, I would say
yeah,
that's the case.
for
But
sure.
yeah, cool. No, I appreciate you coming up.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you
No, what's up?
Was there anything else that you wanted to say?
Yeah, no, just I don't know. There's a better way out there, especially for the farmers and whatnot. But what I think that these guys really need to start looking into is how to do a more profitable version of farming. There's 1,000 different ways to farm. Find a much better ethical way to do it.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying go chop down 40 acres and destroy a whole habitat just to have a farm. But if there's a farm, turn it into something that is ethically proper,
Yeah.
and then economically profitable.
Yeah.
If that's what the goal is.
I think a lot of people think that vegans are against farmers, but like we're not. Like I'm
Oh
happy
yeah,
to
God,
support.
we can't exist without them.
Yeah, like I'm happy to support farmers to do something that doesn't violate the interests of others.
Absolutely.
So yeah, like by all
Yeah,
means.
and that's the thing is there's so many incentives and whatnot when it comes to farming. Between the loans, the write-offs, the everything else. There's so many incentives when it comes to farming. That's why you have these massive ranches and whatnot that literally, yeah, they have like $100 million in debt, but yet you guys are still able to keep your massive ranch running without a problem, And
Yeah.
you claim there's no profit margin and whatnot in beef and all this, but yet, why is that? Why are you guys able to just keep getting all these incentives
Yeah.
without the government backing it? You know what I
Yeah, by
mean?
the way, also incidentally, if you say that you're not operating on a profit, it could be the case that you're not operating on a profit or you're breaking even and you have $10 million in assets. So the fact that you're
Exactly.
not making a profit doesn't mean that you're not financially wealthy at all. It doesn't entail
Exactly.
that whatsoever.
If you go like even Yellowstone, the show. They got God knows how much in debt, but meanwhile, look at that house, look at that property, look at that land, look at everything. I wish to God I was that much up to my ears in debt, had all of those assets and whatnot across the board because I was able to get subsidized. Like that would be fabulous.
George, can I ask you, because I looked at your profile and I
Yeah,
think
please.
you're a very big guy. Like, what's how tall are you? How big are you? And
I'm
do you know?
6'1". I'm 6'1", about 210.
Okay, and do you know how many calories you eat per day?
It varies every day. One day I could be 0. Next day I could be, about 5,000.
Yeah, I also eat sometimes 5,000 calories. I
You
actually
know
eat
what I mean?
5,000 a day. Is it difficult for you to be plant-based?
Oh God, no. Especially considering how cheap it is. A block of tofu alone, it cost me $1.50. And that's 60 grams of protein right there. You combine that with whatever else, and then you're talking every meal. 100 grams of protein right there, and you already just hit your whole daily value of protein right there. you know, and get your
Nice.
fats in. And I specifically stick to avocado oil. You know, avocados are a big thing as well by themselves. Nuts, seeds. You know, everybody wants to talk about, you know, polyunsaturated fats and omega 6s and whatnot. But like at the end of the day, everything is going to still have those things, you know, whether, you know, you're having a snack or you're whatever, you know, there's always still going to be those things.
Yeah, no, I asked you all this because, you know,
Hmm.
when I see a big person, a lot of the times people think vegans are small or scrawny or something like that.
Yeah,
But
no,
when I look at your
so
profile,
that's
I'm
what I'm saying.
like, I
I
don't.
love to hear it, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
I
you look like a
appreciate
big guy. Yeah.
it. You know, but you know, still you can go pick up 225 pounds on the bench press without a problem, you know. But you know, that was my
Yeah, let's
background
go.
growing up, you know. But it's like you just got to know nutrition. If you don't study nutrition at all, then you have no idea where to go. And that's where, I'll be honest, my first 2 years, I had no idea what the hell I was doing. You know, my stomach was like, what are you doing? Like, no, you don't even know what, you don't even know what to eat properly, you know? But once you start to realize what to eat, what not to eat, and how to get all the nutrients that you really do need on a basis, then you're solid, you know? And, you know, you gotta listen to your body too at the end of the day. You know, your body's gonna tell you. And that's also really why I had to do this because I was working at Chipotle when I was 20. So yeah, 10 years ago. And you know, I'm working on the grill and I'm eating, you know, 400 grams of protein, you know, all this jazz, no big deal, whatever. My body is burning like just nonstop, just like on fire, you know, and I'm working out, you know, 2 hours a day, whatever, and then going to work 8 hours. And then, you know, when my joints, my bones, everything is just screaming at me like this hurts so bad. It's like, okay, you're just full of inflammation, man. You got to figure this out. And I had a buddy that was, he was like 45. And he was talking to me about vegetarian and all this. And I'm like, dude, nah, you're crazy. You're crazy. I need my protein. I need my meat. I'm like, all right, you know, maybe it's time to switch it up a little bit and let's see what happens, you know, because I always kept a balanced diet. But once I full blown made that switch, I mean, there is no inflammation, no anything across the board, especially once you start to look more into like what foods really are. You know what I mean? Like each individual thing, whether it's I mean, every plant is a plant,
Yeah,
but
but
you know what I
George,
mean? Yeah.
George, do you realize we're here for the animals, right? Like I appreciate what you're saying. It's just like I'm curious right now. Do you understand that being vegan is about the animals? Like,
Of
because it's not
course, of
just
course.
about
It's always
food.
about the compassion. No, it's always about
Yeah,
the
yeah. Okay,
compassion.
okay.
Absolutely, absolutely, man.
Because we also don't
Um,
wear leather, for example. Like, do you wear
no, of
leather?
course not. Of course
Oh,
not.
okay, okay, okay.
No,
You know,
he's
if
this
anything,
isn't for
you're
the
gonna
ethics,
fall.
but he's just talking about the health benefits as well.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
no,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm, you know,
yeah. Okay, I
I'm
get
trying
it.
to give people the understanding of, you know, because everybody thinks, you know, you're soft if you're vegan, whatnot, you know, and you know, you just got to know how to do it properly. Um, but yeah, no, fall leather, whatever, you know, but don't use animals for your own gain, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool.
no, I mean, there's just there's so many benefits to it and longevity to it, and you know, you don't have to have whatever 7-word, 10-word diseases that magically come up because you know you're eating nonsense. And don't get me wrong, a lot of it comes from the processed foods and everything else that's made nowadays. But you know, a lot of it comes from eating animals, especially in the
Yeah.
quantity that Americans do. You know, for instance, I mean, you know, if you look at all the healthiest diets in the world, you know, the Mediterranean diet, they barely eat any type of meat at all besides fish. You look at the Japanese, you know, they eat mainly fish and then fruits and vegetables. And, you know, they live to over 100 years old without a problem. You know, you come over to here to America, you're eating literally, and they keep pumping it, especially lately. They want mad protein. You know, you're talking 300-400 grams of protein a day. Your kidneys are going to fail out so fast. You know, and then on top of it, you got all these other things with the peptides and all that jazz that's being pumped now too. You know, but it's just it's not a hard concept. It's not. You gotta educate yourself a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate you coming up and sharing that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and get a few more non-vegans up. But yeah, really appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be
All
out
right,
here in the comments. Good
cool.
talking to you
Appreciate
guys.
you.
All right.
He was a cool guy.
Yeah, let's carry on. Next, we've got Bridger. Hey, Bridger, are you over 18?
Yeah, I very much so. Yes, I am.
Perfect. So first of all, just to clarify, so what's your understanding of veganism, Bridger? What do you think it means to be vegan?
Well, my understanding. I mean, I see all these posts and that on TikTok, and it seems to me as if your whole vegan goal is to ban meat or restrict the sale of meat. Is that correct?
So veganism is the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So that
Right.
our goal is to end animal exploitation, which would mean no more meat.
Slaughterhouses,
But
etc. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Right. Well, so my question is to you there then, and it's a realistic question. And I've asked loads of vegans online
sure.
on
What is your
TikTok and
question?
seem to get a reply.
Hmm?
Right, just in the agricultural sector alone, that employs 850 million worldwide wage-reliant workers. So what we're going to do with those if you reach your goal and get meat banned or restricted?
Yeah.
Well,
So
why would
obviously,
you?
That's just in the agricultural sector. Then you have the agri sector, which is another
yeah,
800 million jobs.
Why
yeah.
would you
So
presuppose we would have to do anything with them? Why wouldn't the market just adapt accordingly?
So you've got a country's economy to think about. Then you've got people that are
Yeah, but
wage
that's not
reliant.
really.
You've
That's
talking
not really interacting
1.5
with what I'm
billion
asking about,
pounds.
though. Yeah, but that's
yeah.
not really
So
interacting with what I'm.
So, Bridger, what would happen is if we transition, so obviously we're always going to need to consume the same amount of calories of foods, right? So there would just be a shift in demand. So if we're not consuming like animal-based products, we're going to be consuming other things, right? So there would be other job opportunities in other areas. But even still,
And how long
Bridger,
how long is it going to take
yeah.
just to replace
So
850 million jobs then?
Yeah, by the
well,
way,
it'll be
incidentally, like,
gradual.
there is some clinical literature on this actually. I mean, I don't know why you're presupposing that it wouldn't stimulate more jobs than is lost. Because it
Well,
it could be the case.
How is it going to stimulate, and how long is that going to take?
Well,
You've probably
presupposing
got.
that you're good lord, man, control yourself. You're
Sorry.
presupposing that is the case. I mean, there's a plethora of literature to the contrary. I mean, first of all, as Jim quite rightly said, people still need to consume foods, and we still need a diverse portfolio of different foods to satisfy people's hedonistic pursuits. But I mean, there's a plethora of evidence that actually the production of meat is massively net negative to economic systems. So we could just say it would be more inductively virtuous to conclude that it would be stimulatory to the economic system. I can actually provide you some evidence to that end if you're interested.
Yeah, well, you see, you're talking, probably, I mean, I'm in the industry myself. I work in a slaughterhouse, and some of the posts that you see online, on TikTok especially, they've totally exaggerated. They don't happen in this country, I can assure you, and that the practices.
I don't think
That's
he's
in this
listening to
country,
anything anyone's saying, to be honest.
Bridger,
our animals are
sorry,
killed.
can I just stop you there? So if you're gonna make claims, you need to be specific. So what exactly have you seen that you're claiming doesn't happen? What do you do in a slaughterhouse? You say you're a slaughterhouse worker.
I am, yes.
Yeah. So what do you do? What's your job?
I do the stunning.
Okay. Which animals?
In which slaughterhouse?
Well, I don't do the stunning. The machine does the stunning. I just press a button.
Okay.
In which slaughterhouse and which animals?
It's in Coventry in England.
Which slaughterhouse, Bridger? What's the name?
It's in Coventry in England.
What's the name of the slaughterhouse?
Sorry?
What's the name?
The name of what?
The slaughterhouse.
Oh, sorry, Judkins.
Judkins, okay.
Okay, so which animals do
And which
you
animals?
Pigs and cows.
Okay. And how are you stunning the pigs and cows?
With a bolt. Bolt them.
You bolt gun the pigs?
Instant death. And the pigs, yeah.
You think bolt gun is an instant death?
It is instant, yeah. I watch them come past me.
So you
I
think
don't
that
see any
they...
flinching when they come past me.
Yeah, so you think that they are unalived once you've bolt gunned them?
Well,
Bolt gunning is a stunning technique.
If they pull bolt straight through your brain, what's going to happen?
Bolt gunning is a
but
stunning
that's
technique.
Yeah, probably.
no, you're not. That's sorry, Bridger. They're not supposed to be dying during that process.
Well,
They're
don't
supposed to
do
be
it.
stunned.
They're not dying, they're dead. It's instantaneous. The bolt goes straight through the brain.
No,
Yeah, bolt
that's
gunning penetrates a portion of the brain that separates things like C fibers so that they don't feel pain. It's a stunning technique. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so the actual
stuns them, yeah.
So the actual dying comes from I don't know if I can say it, like BLWEDING, them out. So when they're hung upside down. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert on this, but I thought with pigs, I thought bolt guns are really only used on like bigger animals, and they're either electrically stunned or gassed. Because
it depends what year the pigs are when we get them. Some of the pigs with gas.
Oh,
well, there you go. So most of the
okay.
pigs you probably gas.
The people.
Yeah,
I am not in that sector though, the gas, and I only do the
So there's
bolting.
So you're there strictly for the.
Personally, I do find the technique, shall we say, a little bit inhumane. I do see that, your point of view on that.
Yeah, gassing's way better.
So have you got a gas chamber in the slaughterhouse, Bridger?
There is, yeah.
It's a gas chamber. I didn't know there was a gas chamber in Coventry.
Well, the technical chamber as such is just like a room that they go through, like a tunnel.
Right.
How long have you worked there, Bridger?
About 5 years.
What made you decide to work there?
Good money.
Why didn't you work somewhere else?
Because it was a job that arose, an opportunity arose, and I took it. And so I've been there 5 years. Don't get me wrong. There are things that I see that I don't like, and I do get where you're coming from on some things, but I just feel that the economics, it's going to be virtually impossible economically just to stop all the sale of all regulate this meat.
Well, I don't know why it would be economically impossible, but it just seems like you're horribly inequipped, though. You've not actually interacted with the literature and the subject matter. I mean, there's a plethora of evidence that says that consumption's massively net negative for the economy. I mean, like, suppose that there was an industry that employed 800 million people, and say that dismantling the industry, 800 million people lost their jobs, but it stimulated the new jobs of 900 million people. Well, that's a net increase of 100 million jobs. And there's good Lord, man, just let me finish. Yeah, there's a plethora. Yeah, there's a plethora of evidence to that end. Actually, meat production is pernicious for economic systems. It's terrible, and the reason is because of things like downstream effects, like the environmental, how deleterious it is for the environment. It costs a lot of taxpayer-funded subsidies, whereby other jobs could be created. Other repair to the environment could stimulate jobs. Actually, it's actually inductively proposed that if we did dismantle the meat industry, it would stimulate far more jobs than would be lost. So I don't take it, when you say what would we have to do with these people, I don't take it the case that we would have to do anything. Jobs would be lost and jobs would be stimulated accordingly that they could do.
I get where you're coming from there, my friend, but when you're at my age,
good.
nearly 60 years of age, there's not many people who are going to want to employ you.
I mean, that's nothing to do with what I said to you a moment ago. Your contention was, what are we going to do with the millions and millions of people that work there? They would create new jobs for them. That's my response to you.
You ain't going to create another job, are you, if you stop the sale of meat? How are you going to replace
that's obviously not true, is it? Trivially, it's obviously possible to stimulate jobs, because if we stop consuming meat, we just consume other things. Do you think people just stop eating?
I ain't saying that, no.
Okay, so other industries would rise to replace it, and that's the indication that we have from the economic data on this subject. Like, it just seems like, I'm sorry, it just seems like you're not particularly motivated by creating jobs for people. It just seems like you're motivated by your own interests solely.
Yeah, Bridger, do you consume animal products?
Do I consume them? Yes, I do. Yes, not on a massive amount. I'm not a massive meat eater, but
But
yeah,
if you know that, if you don't do it yourself and you see that the animals don't want to be unalived, why
sorry, I
on
missed that. Sorry.
earth, why on earth would you pay for that to happen? Like, let's say, let's even put aside all the jobs and all the economical part where you have to make some money or whatever, but none of that justifies you choosing to pay for animals to be unalived for your trivial pleasure.
So, but that's my choice.
It is your choice, but I'm asking, why do you think it's a good choice?
Because personally, it benefits me.
Yeah, but what about the innocent animals?
Well, they've been bred for the livestock. They've been bred for slaughter for many centuries.
Yeah, but Bridger,
You know.
Bridger, you call them livestock because it de-individualizes them. They are individuals. They've been bred for this purpose. You are right about that. But that injustice that we're talking about here, I understand that you're part of the system itself, but that does not mean that you need to demand that more animals are put in the system. You can take advantage of that system, get money from that system, and choose to not give them money to do this to more animals.
I'm not going to
Because
make
you
no.
alone, Bridger, you alone are responsible for the exploitation of well, based on what you're saying, I would say somewhere around 100 animals each year. So if you could choose for 100 animals to not go to a slaughterhouse, which you see that it's not nice for them, why on earth would you choose to put them in that position?
Because, like I say, that's my choice. I choose to do that.
Yeah, but why?
The same as you choose to have a
But
vegan
Bridger,
diet.
but why would you do that knowing that it's bad for the animals? Do you not care about animals?
This is what I just said as well. He's only motivated to his own self-interest. He doesn't care about the industry.
Or the
Of course, I care
animals?
about the industry. I wouldn't work in the industry, would I? So that's
Well,
a bit.
you don't care about
That's a bit
stimulating jobs for
presumptive, isn't it?
people. You don't care about stimulating jobs for people. You care about you.
What other? Right, I'm 60 years old. What other job could you put me in then if I've worked
Right.
in
Well,
that trade for that many
don't
years?
bullshit us and say that you're concerned with people losing their jobs. You're concerned about your own interests solely. Be honest.
Are you not bothered about yourself then? I don't know if you've got a partner or not.
Am I
Are you not?
primarily interested just for my
Are
own
you not
interests? Of
concerned
course
with giving
not. I'm
them a
not a
comfortable life?
sociopath.
Have you not concerned for giving them a comfortable life where you're not
Bridger, wait a second.
I'm concerned with propagating their lives, not taking their lives, Bridger. That's incredibly asinine.
Bridger, like, do you think it's normal to do what you do every single day, all the time?
Well, I've done it for 5 years. I call it normal, yeah. And
No,
just
but
like I say,
do
there
you
are
think
some
it's
things.
actually normal to do what you do, to sneakily go up there and boom, do that to the animal?
I don't sneak up there. I stand there. They can see when they're coming past.
Yeah. Do you think that's fair to them?
Well, I'm not being funny to you, right? You go on about this. Here's another point as well.
I worked in it, Bridger. I saw it firsthand, okay? I saw it firsthand. I worked in it. I know exactly what you're talking about, okay?
Yeah.
So, again, just answer the question.
Sorry, what was the question again?
So do you not think that there's something wrong with doing that to someone that wants to live?
Well, no, there's livestock.
So you don't think that animal has any interest outside of just walking up that chute for you to do that to them?
No, there's livestock. That's what they've been bred for hundreds
Oh
and hundreds
God,
of years.
Bridger.
That's just my view.
Bridger, like you don't think that messes somebody up? You don't think that does something to your brain to do that every single day? Do you think that's normal to do, dude?
What's that going to do to my brain then?
You don't think that messes you up, seeing that violence every day, participating in that violence every day?
Condition you to be unempathetic, maybe?
Where's the
Like
violence? We don't physically grab them and wrestle them into the blooming onto
Why
the.
did that? Wait,
Do you
see
think
if I bolt gun some children in the head, would that not be
Oh,
violence?
now you're just being OTT now, ain't you, mate?
Well, wait a second. You said that it doesn't denote violence because it's just bolt gunning them in the head. So if I just bolt gun some, why are you over talking, Bridger? Control yourself. Bridger, you're significantly older than I am. Just control yourself. You said that it doesn't denote violence because you're just bolt gunning them in the head. Okay, so if I just bolt gun everybody in this room in the head, I'm not being violent?
The humans you're in the room with, mate. Come on, that's not me
Yeah,
over.
I mean, this guy's totally brain dead. I
I
don't
think we're
even
gonna
know
have to
what the
agree
point
to
in speaking
disagree,
to him.
mate.
Yeah,
You'll have to agree
so
to disagree because you're an intrinsically dishonest person. That's probably why.
I think Bridger is probably the kind of person who would defend human slavery. He'd say, but that's what they're bred for, but it's good for the economy. But
Oh,
the
totally,
the
yeah.
people who are doing it, but we're white, or but we're more superior. It's just it's the same kind
Oh,
of arguments.
he's totally
I don't.
intellectually simple. But I mean, like the problem is, see, when you propose, when you ask a loaded question like, what would we do with all of these people if we shifted away from this economic pursuit? What's the argument that we would have to do anything with them? Like, why are you presupposing that that is the case? Because there's a plethora of evidence to the contrary.
Yeah.
I think that Bridger is just a victim of the system as much as he is part of it. I like he literally dodges by saying they're livestock. We've been doing it for centuries. I think he just like he cannot possibly think beyond what he was taught to think. It's sad to see, but Bridger, if you listen to this, I hope you consider that these are animals just as much as any other dog is, just as much as any human is.
Yeah.
I don't think that he has the psychological disposition to make that realization, unfortunately, but I appreciate your optimism.
Yeah. Right, should we continue? Well, I mean, you guys don't have to, but I've still got some guest requests, so I'm going to carry on. I've still got...
I might drop off in the middle, but yeah.
Yeah, no worries, whenever you want. Hey, Sam, are you over 18?
Yes.
Perfect. So, first of all, just to clarify what veganism means, what do you think it means to be vegan?
Don't like meat.
Don't like meat?
Yeah.
So, veganism is the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So, it's about not viewing other animals as resources or as our property or as being here to serve us. And yeah, it's about not exploiting them. So, by exploitation, I mean not using them in a way that goes against their interests for our selfish purposes. So, do you think that we should respect other animals? You've put yourself on mute, by the way. I'll give you a minute, but if not, I'm just going to drop you because we've got other people waiting.
When you're out of the app, you cannot talk. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can request backup if you like, but yeah. Hey, Duke, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Perfect. So what's your understanding of veganism?
It's the not eating meat and using or consuming meat or using animal-based products.
Yeah, it's about not
Leather,
exploiting
that
them.
sort of thing.
Do you know what I mean by exploitation?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think
Essentially,
exploitation?
it's essentially using them for personal gain.
Yeah, using them against their interests. So do you think that we should respect other animals?
Well, yeah, we should respect animals, yeah.
Okay. And do you think that we can truly respect them if we're exploiting them at the same time?
I think it's a 9-point question because personally I eat meat, but I generally think that when you look at like the supermarkets in particular, I think obviously kids in particular are brought up to eat meat, and from a young age you're kind of desensitized that when you go to a supermarket you're getting meat off a shelf.
Sure.
And fundamentally, I wouldn't be surprised if you went into a primary school or a high school and go, or to some degree, and said to a kid like, "What is meat?" They probably wouldn't have a real answer.
Sure.
They might say there's a sort of difference between.
Yeah, sorry, Duke. I
There's a massive
understand all of like the conditioning and how we're raised and stuff. I'm just asking if you think that it's respectful how we're treating them if we're exploiting them. So, like, if you were being used for your body, would that be respectful towards you?
No, clearly not. No, but
No. So
it's
do you
a
think?
difference between human and steak, and that's the brutal
Yeah,
honesty in
well,
it. Is
obviously, because I mean,
and
steak
I don't agree
is a
that
part of an
I
animal.
don't.
Trivially,
Yeah,
a
and
human could be made into a steak. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, it,
So
I'm a strong believer in that. I think as humans, we got to be more conscious around things like ethical, and I think as we move away from and understand where things come from and move towards things like climate change, there is better ways out there. Like we
Yeah, but
shouldn't
she's
run
asking
back.
you a very specific question, Duke.
yeah. So you said that it wouldn't be respectful if someone was exploiting you for your body. So is it respectful to exploit other animals for their body parts?
Well, the question is, it's a difficult question to answer because you're talking about humans versus animals, and
Why is it a difficult question?
because humans are humans at the end of the day.
She's asking you about a word.
Yeah,
She said
that's
that you're applying this word, right? If it's not respectful for you to be exploited, right? Why would it be respectful for you to dispense exploitation to other beings? That's what she's asking you. It's very trivial.
Yeah.
I mean, no one should be exploited, but the this is an industry and something that has been ongoing for thousands of years. We are
So
cannibals at the end
sorry,
of the day.
Duke. So you don't think that we should exploit other animals? You just said no one should be
No, I
exploited.
mean, we should always look for better ways of improving things. We should always do that.
Well,
but
we have a better way, which is why I'm here. Like we're promoting veganism, which is it's not exploiting other animals. So you said that no one should be exploited. Does that include other individuals, other species?
I mean, it's you've got to look at it in different layers.
It's
still
a
not
very
really
simple
engaging with the
Sorry,
question, by the
Duke.
way.
It's very simple. I'm gonna have to move on if you're not gonna engage with the question.
Duke, I want to ask you just to make it clear, because if you try to put on the side for a second all this, and for example, do you think it's okay to exploit animals to wear their skin?
I would wear leather. Yeah, I have leather seats in my car.
Okay. Do you think that, for example, if I give you this hypothetical example, where I bring a dog into existence, and when their body is at their biggest, I pew them in the back of the head, they lose their life instantly, they don't feel any pain, and they never see it coming. And then I use their body as a punching bag. Would it be ethical for me to do so?
I mean, if you're Cruella de Vil, then yeah. I mean, like that like if you want to use the fair, then
No,
that's
Duke.
fundamental
I just
of
want to
it.
use their body as a punching bag for exercise. Would it be ethical for me to do so to a dog?
Whether alive or dead.
Dead.
I mean, it's not a being at that point, is it?
No, but I'm unaliving them for that purpose. Would that be ethical to do so?
Again, the action that you're providing is you're saying you're punching or kicking a
for exercise,
non-living
yeah.
thing. It's not a thing at that point.
No, Duke. Is it unethical for me to unalive a dog for that purpose? That's the action that I'm asking you. The unaliving.
I think
Is it ethical to unalive them for that purpose?
Your answer.
I would just move on if he refuses to answer.
Yes or no?
There's no yes or no to it. Like
there's no yes or no.
Boy.
What are you talking about? There's no yes or no to that? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny
Unaliving
because
a dog for exercise.
when I asked him if it would be respectful to exploit him, it was a very easy no. But for some reason, when I ask about other animals, or when we ask, then it's it's all blurry. You can't answer it. Can't answer it straight.
If you look at
he knows that his views on cannibals, so he's refusing
the
to
typical
respond.
food chain. The food chain starts with humans at the very top of that.
I would move on if I were you.
Yeah, he won't get it.
Yeah. So if you're coming up, guys, you have to be willing to answer questions and to have a conversation.
She did. Yeah.
Hey Josh, are you
Hello?
over 18?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. So before we get started, what's your understanding of veganism?
Like my definition,
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, like the textbook psychological definition that I've studied at least is probably veganism is more of a philosophy that maintains the ideology that they want to exclude all animal exploitation.
Yeah, so yeah, it's basically the idea that we shouldn't exploit other animals. So by exploit, use them against their own interests for our selfish purposes. So do you think that we should respect other animals?
I don't think we should respect other animals. I think we should acknowledge other animals within.
So by respect, Josh, I mean like consider their own interests above our own like selfish purposes.
No,
So
I don't think we should do that.
you don't think we should consider the interests of other species?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you think that we should consider, or people should consider your interests?
As a human,
Mm.
from one human to another, yes, but
Okay.
not from one human to another animal.
All right. So why do you think that we shouldn't consider the interests of other species?
I mean, I think for animals especially, I think there's like plenty of justification behind exploitation. Like, for example, vitamin B12. This is common knowledge, as the nutritional experts should know. Vitamin B12 is only derived from meat. You can't actually find sources elsewhere.
Josh, we're not talking about food here. We're talking
We
about
can talk about that
exploitation
if
of
we want.
sentient
There's
beings.
benefits from
1 second.
exploitation of animals that society prospers on.
Josh, in the same, you heard the same hypothetical example that I drew. If we were to benefit by exercising on animals, exploiting them, you know, unaliving them only to use their bodies as punching bags, would that?
But we're not
would
using
that,
their bodies as punching bags. I
No,
don't
Josh,
think.
but if I were to do that to an animal, would you say that it's moral or not?
Morals don't come into the argument.
Well, that's what we're...
Morals don't.
What?
So okay, hang on a minute. That
This is a moral
chicken guy over
discussion, Josh.
Sorry. Okay, so I think practicality overrides morals, especially in the society that we run now. I mean, you
Okay,
can
so
say
if it was, if
Yo,
it was
sorry.
more, if it was,
could I
if it
stop
was,
getting interrupted, please?
if
It's
it was
very
more
tricky to
practical,
convey my argument without getting interrupted.
Well, you don't know what an argument is, but if it was more practical to sexually assault children, that would override morality then, right?
So hang on a minute. Is this at
Yeah,
the
so the-
forefront of your
so
mind?
the-
Hang on.
So
Hang
the
on.
question
At the forefront
is,
of your mind,
you
you're-
said
I'm sorry.
practicality over morality. So if
Yeah,
it
I'm
was
leftist.
more
Could you please mute
practical to
this guy? He's
sexually
not letting me
assault
talk.
children, it would logically follow that that would override morality then, right? Because practicality over morality.
Hang on a minute. I just
I'll
want
tell
to
you
bring
what.
up the point. Hang on a minute.
Then can we give him 3 opportunities to answer, and if he weasels, we
Yeah,
just kick him?
Josh, please
Hold
just
your
engage
horses, pal.
with the
Hold your
question.
horses.
Okay,
Hold
so
your
I'll give you
horses,
3
right.
opportunities. So if it's practicality over morality, if it was more practical to sexually assault children, it would override the morality, right?
So hang on a minute.
I'll take
alright?
that as weasel number 1. If it was more
Excuse me,
practical
can
to
I answer
sexually
the
assault
question or
animals,
not?
it would override the morality then, right?
Can I answer the question or not?
I'll take
sir?
that as weasel number 2. If it was more practical to sexually assault children, it would override the morality of not doing so, right?
The forefront of your mind.
Existential,
at the
can you
current
say
time is
essay?
focused- Okay, I literally can't talk.
use
Sorry, I'll
words,
keep
just
it.
say
I'll keep it TikTok appropriate. But I think he's just weaseling. I would kick him off.
I literally can't talk. I'm sorry. So,
Are you
as
gonna
I was saying,
answer?
sorry. I mean, I'm trying to, but
Go
I
ahead.
don't really get the opportunity.
Go ahead.
So, you argue about practicality.
Yeah, I would
right?
kick him off
And
if I were you.
It doesn't sound like you're answering the question.
It's the start of my rebuttal.
Yeah, I would. You don't give a rebuttal to a question. You give a rebuttal to an argument. You have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, I
You
would
give a
kick him off if
rebuttal
I were
to a
you.
statement, not an argument. I
Yes,
don't
a statement. A statement's
Okay,
not a
so
question.
will you let me give my rebuttal? Thank you?
A statement is not a question. That's just a category error. Anyway, I would kick him off if I were you.
A statement is a preface. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So,
No,
as I
a
was,
statement is a proposition.
We have other people. So yeah, I don't know. Jonesy.
Yeah, sorry. No, I just think it's holding people accountable for the things that they say. Because if it's practicality over morality, then as long as any evil action is more practical, then it's morally permissible.
Yeah. Jonesy, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 33.
Perfect. What's your understanding of veganism?
Not eating meat or animal products.
Okay. Why do you think a vegan might do that?
I mean, obviously, there's multiple reasons. Some people might do it for caring about animals. Some people might do it for health reasons.
Okay,
Trying to
well,
get healthy.
veganism is the
different avenues, I'm sure, for different people.
well, veganism is that. I mean, you might adopt a plant-based diet for health reasons or like environmental reasons, but veganism is the ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So by exploiting, I mean using them in a way that goes against their interests for our selfish purposes. So do you think that we should respect other animals?
Yeah, like I grew up in America. I grew up hunting, hunting deer, hunting small game. So I grew up, next to farms, grew up
Do
in
you
the
think we
mountains,
should, sorry,
Appalachia.
Jonesy, do you think that we should respect other animals?
I think, yeah, I love and respect animals, but I don't think you compare an animal's respect and love to a human.
And that's not what I'm doing. So you do, you think we should respect other animals?
Respect, but knowing that they are
So by
here
respect,
for
I mean,
our food.
by respect, I mean, do you think we should consider their best interests? So consider their interests above our own selfish purposes?
I don't think their interests are the same as our interests.
No. What? So my question is, do you think we should consider their interests? I'm not asking whether their interests
Not at
are
the
the
same level as a
ours.
human being.
I'm not
No,
asking if
not at the
they're
same level.
I'm not Jonesy. I'm not asking if their interests are similar to ours or anything. I'm just asking if we should consider their interests. Oh, I'm getting tired.
I think
Should
farming
we?
animals.
Do you think, Jonesy?
Different, yeah.
Jonesy, do animals have interests? Just do sentient individuals have interests?
I don't think a non-human. I
Yes.
think it's different animal.
Do they have
Jonesy,
interests?
yeah, like what we're asking you, do you think an animal has an interest to live?
Yeah, but you're gonna. This next question is comparing it to a
No.
human.
See,
No.
this is the problem, Jonesy, is because when people coming up here, they're answering as they're trying to predict what the next question is and trying to answer in a way that, oh, I can't answer this because then this is going to go this way. Just answer honestly. Do you think that animals have interests?
I mean, I guess so.
Okay. And do you think that we should consider their interests above our own selfish purposes?
I don't think it's selfish to hunt deer.
No,
to
I'm
eat.
not
Like,
saying,
that's
I'm not
not selfish.
claiming something is or isn't selfish. I'm just asking, should we consider their interests above our selfish purposes? I'm not saying this is selfish or this is selfish. I'm just saying,
Endangered
should we consider
species,
their
certain
interests?
species.
Any-
Yes, I think certain.
No.
Yeah, certain
Well-
species.
Okay. So you think that we should consider the interests of some species but not others?
If someone's an endangered species, absolutely.
Okay. So let's say animals who aren't endangered, you don't think we should consider their interests?
I hunt on population control, so a lot of
That's
why.
not
Guys,
what
you're
I'm
not answering the
asking.
questions.
Well,
I'm
with
getting-
my
I'm getting
with my
very-
statement, I'll answer the question.
I would say that the next dodge to a question, we just kick him.
Yeah, I agree. I'm getting tired. I've been here for hours.
Jonesy, can you do one thing for us so that we can have a decent conversation? Can you, because you started a conversation like a lot of people do. You started the conversation by saying what you do and then justifying what you do. But we're not asking you to do that. We're asking you to question whether what you do is moral or not. And in order to do so, you're going to have to put it on the side, put your ego on the side for a bit, and ask yourself this question, right? The question that we're asking you, in a situation where there's no need for you to unalive an animal, is it fair to unalive an animal? Are
If
you
it's not for
respecting
eating
their...
purposes, no, it's not fair.
No. Jonesy, I'm not asking you for whatever, like it can be for eating purposes and still be not necessary. For example, I could unalive an animal for a dessert. It would be unnecessary and it would be for an eating purpose. Put aside your stomach for a second. Think with your brain. If there is no necessity to unalive an animal, would it be fair to do so towards that animal?
I can't answer if it's a non-eating animal. Yeah, I don't think it should just, non-hunting, non-eating, because that's what animals, we eat. That's human nature.
No, Jonesy, that's the whole point of contention. Our point of contention is whether we should unalive animals for food, clothing, entertainment, all these reasons that we use animals for. If you're going to start on the premise that that's what we use them for, then you cannot possibly contend to the premise that is it fair to use them that way. That's what we're asking you. If there's no need for us to use them in that manner, for those purposes.
God put them on this earth, so some of them we eat.
I think
Okay.
that's a dodge. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we
Okay.
got to God.
Yeah, let's move on. I've still got 15 more requests. Some of them might not still be here though.
I do take the God thing as a concession, by the way, because God he does realize that it was not fair what he was doing. He just started bringing another finger to it.
Yeah, I mean, bringing something else in before addressing the previous points or conceding on them or whatever, it's not productive. Hey Charlie, are you over 18?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm 19.
Perfect. What's your understanding of veganism?
Right, I've got a question just before I, say anything.
Can you answer mine first?
Yeah, sorry, what did you say?
What's your understanding of veganism?
I do get it. Like, I get it a lot.
Yeah, what do you think it is?
I mean, for some, not personally myself, just, I don't know, I was raised very differently.
Why
what do you think the definition of
very
veganism
simple
is?
questions?
Yeah, what's the definition of veganism?
Not murdering animals for food.
So it's about not exploiting other animals. So it's an ethical principle. So it's about viewing other animals as individuals rather than as resources or commodities or property or objects. So
yeah, I don't look too much into it, so I didn't actually know that.
No, it's okay. Lots of people don't. Do you think we should respect other animals?
Yeah, of course. There's no point disrespecting animals,
Okay. And do you think that it's respectful to exploit them, so to use them in a way that goes against their interests?
No.
Okay. So, based on the fact that you said that we should respect them and that it's not respectful to exploit them, do you feel there's anything preventing you from going vegan and living in alignment with your morals?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to get to.
Okay.
Obviously, people eat meat. I do. I'm not going to say I don't. I do.
Yeah.
But it's a bit, obviously, buying from like supermarkets and stuff is probably the worst thing you could do, surely. To stop it.
To buy,
because you're just paying for it to happen more.
Well, so yeah, you're creating a demand for animals to be exploited.
Yeah, but
okay. So
I do hunt animals, but my family doesn't buy anything. So whatever we'd go and I mean, there'd be nothing left.
So you hunt animals. Which animals?
Deer, pigs, nothing else really.
Pigs. Where do you live?
Yeah. I live up north. Hogs.
In the UK?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't consume dairy, you don't consume eggs?
Well, I mean, we have chickens, but I don't know if that's like again like a vegan thing or not.
Okay. So you eat
chickens. I don't know if that.
So you eat eggs from your own chickens. What about So what about like products with eggs in, products with dairy in from the supermarket? You eat those?
No, we don't buy nothing like animal based from shops. That's the thing. We do all of it by ourselves.
Okay, sure. So you said that we should respect other animals, right? So do you think that it's respectful to exploit animals. Well, I mean, you've already said that you don't think it's respectful to exploit animals for their body parts or for what their body produces, right? So that would include eggs, right? And that would include pew-pewing, sorry, because TikTok, deer and pigs.
I think he left, by the way.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll just...
There's no pigs to be hunted in the UK, by the way. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, I thought as much. Maybe he was just trying to troll or something. I don't know. Very
That was
weird.
a terrible trolling attempt, but yeah, no, it's complete nonsense.
I don't know. Vegan Freddy, I'm gonna skip because it says you're vegan. Yeah, I think I'll do a couple more. But yeah, I've been live for a while, so I don't want to go too long. Hey Kyle, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your understanding of veganism?
I like to eat meat, that way I ain't vegan.
Sorry?
Nigger.
You're a child. Yeah. Hilarious. Noah. Hey, are you over 18?
Yes.
Perfect. What's your understanding of veganism?
I understand that it means that you can't exploit animals for their meat and stuff.
Yeah, so for any purpose, so for their flesh, eggs, breast milk, or entertainment, or for any purpose. So we avoid that. Do you think that we should respect other animals?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that it's possible to truly respect them whilst we're exploiting them at the same time?
I don't know really. It's a bit of a tricky one.
Tricky one, okay. Well, let's say if you were being exploited for your body parts, do you think that that would be respectful towards you?
No.
No, okay. So do you think that it's respectful towards other animals then?
No.
Okay. So do you feel that there's anything preventing you from going vegan and living in alignment with your morals, since you agree that we should respect animals and that it's not respectful to exploit them?
I feel like it's just like culture, innit?
Culture, okay. So
That doesn't answer the question though.
yeah, what about culture do you feel is preventing you? Because I mean, we all have like cultures, right? Like everybody who's gone vegan like live in culture, right? Are you there?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So why would culture prevent you from going vegan?
I don't know. I just feel like a lot of food that I eat is just meat.
Yeah. So what's stopping you from changing that? If anything.
Eggs.
What
I don't think this guy's here in good faith. You
I
might as
think-
well
I
get rid of him.
think this is a kid, by the way.
Yeah, I think he's falling asleep. Maybe yeah. It sounded like he was a bit slow. Hey, are you over 18?
Hello. Oh, I am indeed.
Perfect. Sorry, what can I call you? Sumax.
Call me Harry.
Harry. Okay, so what's your understanding of veganism, Harry?
I'm actually one of Cal's friends.
Oh, are you?
But...
Cal,
Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
Oh, cool. So you're vegan?
Sensio-centrist. I've known Cal for a couple of years.
Okay. Sorry. So you are vegan?
Sensio-centrist.
I don't know what that means.
He's just against the exploitation of sentient beings. You could just say vegan. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, you're welcome to chill there if you want. Are you wanting to be on the panel?
Yeah, sure. I can do.
Cool. Yeah, if you want to just go ahead and mute yourself, and then if you want to chip in at any point, you're welcome to unmute and jump in. Right. So we've got 9 more. So I am gonna try and get through them, but probably won't be here for that much longer because it's getting on a bit. B
Hello,
Marvs.
can you hear me?
Are you over 18?
Yeah, you can just call me Mobs, by the way.
Marvs, okay, perfect. So, Marvs, what's your understanding of veganism?
To my knowledge, it is like a philosophy and lifestyle that, like, I'm pretty sure, like, make sure, like, you don't have any form of animal exploitation or cruelty.
Yeah, so it is avoiding animal exploitation. And what's your understanding of exploitation?
I would say, like, the act of treating someone unfairly, like, against their, like, interests.
Yeah, unfair use. So, do you think we should respect other animals?
As in, like, their interests, yeah.
Yeah, respect their interests. Do you think that we can truly respect them if we're exploiting them at the same time?
Okay, so this is where I go into the point, which is why I'm not vegan. It's because my faith, which is Islam.
Hold on, sorry. Before we go into
food.
that, Marvs, can you just answer the question before we go into that, just so we can keep on track?
Yes, sir.
So, do you think that we can truly respect them if we are exploiting them? So, do you think that that's respectful?
Oh, no. Then no, yeah.
Okay. Sure. So you think that we should respect them, but it's not respectful to exploit them. So do you feel that there's anything preventing you from going vegan and living in alignment with your morals?
I would say I'm already in alignment with my morals.
But you said you're not vegan.
Because I believe, well, I take as a fact, that halal food removes all sense of cruelty.
No,
That's
but
not engaging with what she said, by the
we're
way.
talking about exploitation, Marvs. So you said that you're against using animals in a way that goes against their interests, right?
Yep.
So is there anything preventing you from avoiding exploiting them?
I would say I'm not exploiting them right now.
But if you're not vegan, you're demanding their exploitation. We've been through the definition of exploitation.
Yeah, I'm saying that I'm...
Okay, so how are you not exploiting animals if you're not vegan? I'm confused.
Because I'm not going against their interests.
So you think they have an interest to be exploited and to be unalived? You think they have an interest to be used for their bodies?
No, I think they have a...
Then that's just a contradiction then, isn't it?
What did you say, sorry?
What?
That would just be a contradiction then.
It's not a contradiction because
What do
you're
you think
saying
I mean?
that...
What do you think I mean? What do you think I mean by a contradiction?
Okay, I'll tell you exactly what you think I'm saying.
No, I'm asking you, what do you think I mean by a contradiction?
By a contradiction?
Yeah, what do you think I mean by that?
It means like when you're saying something that directly conflicts with something you just said.
Almost, yeah. It's affirming the conjunction of a proposition and its negation. A proposition is just a statement that can be true or false. So if you say that you think that it's exploitation to go against animals' best interest, but it's not, you're not going against their best interest, but they don't have an interest to be exploited, but you are exploiting them. You're just saying that you both are and are not going against their best interests, or you both are and are not exploiting them. Do you see the contradiction?
Yeah, I would see it if I said that, but I said I'm not exploiting them.
Yeah, but you said that it's not in their interests to be like utilized as resources and killed for food. Well, you think it is in their best interest to be utilized as a resource and killed for food?
Yep.
What's the argument for that?
Because God commands it. That's what they were created for. That's their roles.
Wait. So why do you think that they have an interest towards that? Like, what epistemic access do you have to their minds, or what reasoning do you have for that one? Because it could be the case, because if God created them for that purpose, it could still be against their interest. There's no conceptual contradiction there. So saying that if they were created by God, which I don't grant, by the way, we can get into that one, but if it was the case that they were created by God, that doesn't mean it's not going against their interest. if I had a sort of post hoc realization that God wanted me to be exploited or something like that, that doesn't mean that it's not against my interests, trivially. So what's the argument that it's in their interest to be utilized as resources and unalive for food? Like, why would you take that to be the case?
Because I'm saying God created that interest. I'm not
That's
saying I wasn't saying that.
obviously not engaging with what I'm asking you, though, is it? Because you said it's in their interest. They're interested in being exploited and unalive for food. Now, what's the argument for that? Saying that God created them for that purpose. First of all, that's invoking some gibberish teleology I don't grant, by the way, because we can get into that one laterally. But that being said, you said that it is in their interest. So what's the argument that they have this interest?
Okay, let's just take a couple of steps back. Okay.
Okay, I tell you what. Why don't we take 0 steps and keep the conversation linear, and you respond to what I'm saying, and if you don't, we'll just presume that you're a waste of time and kick you off. So what's the argument that it's in their best interest?
I will gladly explain.
So I will give you 3 opportunities to respond to the question. What's the argument that they have an interest to be exploited and unalived for food?
I never said they have the interest to be exploited. I said
you literally said that was their interest. Host, did you hear him say that was in their interest?
He did.
They did.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just dishonest. So you can retract that, and we can move accordingly in the conversation, or you can keep on being dishonest, and we will conclude reasonably that you're a waste of time to speak to, in virtue of being intrinsically dishonest.
Cal, if I could just put something forward to him. Marv, let's just say I created a child for the sole purpose of wanting to sell them on to someone else to make some profit, okay? And I created this child for this reason. Would it then be in that child's best interest for me to sell them on?
Are you all-knowing and all-merciful?
Well, oh my God, he can't even answer a simple question. Give him 3 chances. If he dodges, just kick him off.
I'm not dodging at all.
It's a yes. It's a yes or a no. It would be in their interest. It would not be in their best interest. Which one is it?
Yeah, but you just asked me 2 different questions, bro. This guy asked me a different question.
He just asked you, would it be in their best interest under those conditions? You're not even absorbing the questions that people are asking you. It's hilarious.
Well, Marv, your premise was that if someone or something creates something with an interest or purpose of reasoning, right, which in your case was God created these animals to be consumed, right? If I were to create an entity for the sole purpose of someone else to consume it or sell it on or make profit off it, would it then be in that entity's best interest because I created them for that purpose, or if God created them? It's the principle.
Yes, if you're all-knowing and all-merciful, then yes.
Okay, let's say that we discovered laterally that God created your mother to be essayed by men. Would it be in her best interest to be essayed by men?
No, because God didn't create that interest. I'm saying.
Okay, so what I asked you was, if we discovered that it was the case, it's a conditional, if we discovered that was the case, you would reasonably conclude that it was in your mother's best interest to be essayed by men, correct?
If God created that interest, then yeah. In this hypothetical.
Wow. Okay. I think we should move on because that's just insane.
You're making these inherent.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not interested.
Did we hold you accountable for what you said? That's so mean of us.
That is utter poppycock. Jesus.
It's hogwash, I tell you. Hogwash.
We've only got a few other requests, so I'm just gonna down to 6 now. Just gonna see if there's any others. I think some of them have left because I've tried to accept and they haven't joined. So down to 5. No, down to 4.
Jem, I'm really sorry that I cut in there, by the way. It's just that when they constantly evade your questions, I feel like it's just, you have to be firm with people and hold them accountable, or else there's no productivity to the conversation whatsoever.
No, completely agree. No, I mean, there's other people who potentially are willing to have an honest conversation. I mean, last week we had 2 people who went vegan, and this week it's been all like bullshit. So,
yeah, I recall that actually last week there was a couple of good faith people.
Oh, we have one more guest, Logan. Are you over 18?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not. Okay.
Vegans are shit.
Waited
Okay.
all that time.
I don't think you have the relevant life experience to adjudicate on that, Morgan.
Guys, vegans are shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's
Why
a
is that
sort
like
of
a Mr. Bean laugh?
I feel like there's an
Ooh.
experiential shortcoming on his part that doesn't make him equipped to make those judgments.
Yeah. Good one. No, we've gone through everybody, and it's 11 o'clock for me, so I usually only stay around until 10. But since we've got no more requests, I think we've kind of been through everybody. There's we might as well call it a day if you're happy to.
Cal, before you end the live, just quickly, Cal, I was debating someone earlier this week in person, actually.
Oh, that's cool. I don't think that this is the appropriate time to discuss this because it's Gem's space. So, shoot me a message on Discord.
Okay. It was just a very, very quick, stupid reasoning someone gave.
Oh, is this? I mean, it's up to Gem. It's her space.
Yeah,
Can I
sure.
just add in that everyone hit like, hit subscribe, join Gem's channel membership. It really helps.
Really appreciate it.
But yeah,
I echo that one.
And I appreciate you guys being up as well, and obviously Chip, who's gone. Appreciate you all. Today I feel like today's been a bit tedious, and I've feel like I've repeated myself so many times because we've just been through person after person who can't answer questions. So yeah, it's been a bit. I feel like it's been a bit exhausting, to be honest. So, but yeah, I don't know. Hopefully next week we'll have some honest people.
I think we had a bunch of farmers come in, and they just kind of take up your time and dodge questions, and they can't really answer things properly, right? Without trying to bite a bullet or something.
Yeah. I mean, I quite like it when farmers or slaughterhouse workers come up so we can grill them and what the practices are and stuff like that. It's some of them don't even know it all, but
like that one guy who worked in the slaughterhouse, that was crazy, right?
Stunning pigs and did he say cows as well?
Either cows or lambs, but he said he didn't work in the pig part.
By the way, if you're just out of interest, actually, just because you sort of resurrected that one, the empirics regarding what I was discussing about economic stimulation, there's papers. There's one paper that was set in the US that's very, very good to that end, but there's actually papers where they actually looked at the economic impact of animal agriculture in the UK as well. Actually, there's a paper called. Are you on a computer, Jen?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So the potential health and economic effects of plant-based food patterns, I think, is the name of the study. The potential health and economic effects of plant-based food patterns, and it was in the UK and might have been the Netherlands or something. I can't recall, but that was the name of the paper. But they were looking at the way there would be relief on healthcare systems, essentially economic relief primarily, actually, on healthcare systems, as in the amount of money that they would save from the elevation in risk of chronic disease from consuming animal-based products. But they were actually also looking at the downstream effects of how deleterious meat is on the economy circumspectly, and how much money could be saved, how much job stimulation, how much industrial innovation could be generated by moving away from meat. But the best study on the subject is called "The Opportunity Cost of Animal-Based Diets Exceeds All Food Losses," and that's a US study, and that was one of the pinnacle features of the paper. They were looking at the economic impacts of it, and it's really quite astonishing, actually, how much money is wasted and how many potential jobs are wasted by these industries. It really is quite stunning.
Yeah, how many bailouts we spend with taxpayers' money. It is insane. I mean, I was going to steelman that argument actually by saying that this was that was also the whole justification with the economy was used to justify human slavery, and people used to say that, but at the end of the day we prioritize the lives of the individuals over profit, because that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, like how many, if we sort of upscaled dogfighting, like how many people do you think would be in support of this?
Yeah.
None. Nobody would.
It'd
Apart
be
from like,
profitable.
yeah, people that were callously motivated, like slaughterhouse workers, I'm sure would be veerman advocates for it, but everybody else, I think, would be stringently against it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I'm gonna head off now anyway because I'm pretty shattered. But yeah, again, I appreciate you you all for being on here, and everybody who's been in the comment section and been on up. I'll be back next week. Probably won't be able to go this long next week because yeah, I won't have the house to myself then. But still, yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, thank you for having me as always. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming up. I always enjoy having you on as a guest.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, can't wish I could say the same about David. Joking. No, I enjoy having you up here, and Chip and everyone else that comes up. So yeah, it's cool.
Thanks, Jam. Appreciate it. Good to see you, Cal.
Yeah, I hope you guys.
You too, buddy. Nice seeing you as always.
Hope you enjoy the rest of your days or weeks or whatever. And yeah, I hope to catch you next week or some other time.
See you, Jam.
All right, bye-bye. Right, that is that. Late night. Oh, 30,000 views achieved. That can't just be in this one live. Only 4% achieved this. Okay, we'll look into that. Yeah, we'll look into that. I don't know about statistics and stuff. Yeah, guys, it's been a bit of a long one, so I'm not sure how many of you are still here. But for those who are, the troopers, the true homies, yeah, I really appreciate you being here. I saw also Sabby Coops has kindly gifted some memberships. I was waiting till the very end to say thank you because I was in a flow. Yeah, I feel like it's been tedious and I need to rest my voice now. But yeah, I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Feel like it was a bit frustrating at times. Maybe not as good as last week. Last week we had 2 people go vegan, but it seems like you either get people who are receptive or you get like people who are dodging questions, avoiding accountability, maybe just not like intellectually. I mean, I sound like an arsehole for saying this, but people who aren't like intellectually capable of even having an ethical discussion. Yeah, I hate to say that. Because yeah, they just don't track, and it is frustrating. I mean, the very fact that, and I like the fact that Chip asked the question, like the very fact that like a lot of people, some of them could, but they couldn't even tell me what veganism is after I'd explained it like 50 times. So yeah, I think they all come off the same bus, the moron bus. But yeah, sometimes we get like an honest person, which is cool. Hopefully we'll have some more of those next week. But yeah, thanks again for everyone being here. Really appreciate it. And thanks again, Sabby Coops. So it was a long one. Was it too long? I feel like by the end I was getting a bit tired and I was just like, I don't even know if I'm making sense anymore because I've just been yapping away. maybe my 10 p.m. cut off is like, you know, optimal, but or 10:30. Yeah, nice to see the vegans. Everyone else sucks. Woo. If you're not vegan, go vegan. Hopefully I'll try and engage more with some comments next time. But yeah, it's been pretty it's like guest after guest after guest. I've not really had a chance to answer comments and stuff. So cool. nice to see you all. I am actually genuinely going now. Yeah, draining one. We all need to go and get some rest. Let's go and get some rest. And if you're not tired, then I'm sure somebody else is live. Oh, and if you didn't see, check this out. I'll show you my new toy. Check that out. I've got a drone. So yeah, I'll be taking this to the slaughterhouses with me next time. And guys, this is all thanks to like your donations and stuff. Like, yeah, I mean, this is what has helped me buy this. I mean, I think I had to chip some of my own money in as well, but you know, thank you so much to everybody who supports me, because yeah, I wouldn't be able to get shit like this otherwise. And I'm excited to get this up and over the slaughterhouse, see what they're hiding in there behind those big walls. I got it after seeing Jake's drone on Wednesday when we were at the slaughterhouse. I saw his and I was like, oh, I want one. So yeah. Someone said I look malnourished. That's weird. Yeah, no, my BMI is like is in the range it should be. So, but yeah, keep coping. Right. See you all soon. Thanks again for being here. Good night. Goodbye. See you next week. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your weeks.